Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well. Over here in the great city of New York, there's all kinds of trepidation, all kinds of concerns, some anxiety as well. There's a big storm that's about to hit us later today. At least that's what they say. And this is the second one in the span of 2, 3, 4 days. Thunder, lightning, an accumulation of rain. So I hope that everyone is going to be okay. No big issues. We are here. We fight through it all. We show up. Rain, snow, sleet, it doesn't matter. Hail, it's usually like one person on the team will say, there's usually like one,
Listen, I'm nervous, man.
Who, me? I'm not pointing fingers. It's you. What?
It's good to see you.
Hey, Frank, how are you?
Great.
I hope everything's okay.
Everything's great.
To see you again, Frank. Anyway, we're going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. We've got another great show planned for all of you today. Yesterday was a banger of a show from the likes of Colby Covington and Ben Askren. Tommy McMillan, what a revelation. And I know he's been a stud for quite some time, but first time we've had him on the program. That was a lot of fun as well. I'm very much looking forward to today's program. Back end of the show, El Diamante himself, Dustin Poirier, who of course has been in the news and has been somewhat immortalized now in the world of MMA lexicon. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he's going to join us, so I'm looking forward to that chat very much. It's a tricky one when you have a relationship with someone. I didn't want to bother him. I didn't want to reach out. But as I told him, once I saw him out there doing his thing, I felt like it was appropriate, and he was kind enough to oblige. Prior to that, Bruce Buffer, who was all over the World Cup. He was at the final. He was at the semifinal. Legend of the game, Hall of Famer, voice of the Octagon, brothers with Michael Buffer. He's got the It's Time. Michael's got the Let's Get Ready to Rumble, iconic phrase. He'll join us to talk about all the things going on in his life. Always love talking to Bruce Buffer. And as I always say, the very first MMA-related guest to join me on my show back in 2001. At the time, it was called The Main Event. Syracuse University, werw.syr.edu is where you could have listened to it back then. I sent him an email. I think it was brucebuffer.tv. Sent him an email. He responded, and he was my first guest. From the world of MMA, world of UFC, it was a very big deal. And here we are, some 25 years later, still pals. How great is that? Prior to that, Brandon Royval is going to join us, talk about the big win over Lone'er Kavanagh. That was back at UFC 329 on July 11th. What a fight that was. If, he doesn't get hurt, I'd say he's one of the top contenders. He needed that win. He had lost 2 in a row. He had not won since October of 2024, and he's still a top contender, but he did have surgery, so he's going to be out for a minute here. Surgery on his ankle. He's about to become a father as well, and he has really upped his social media game as of late, and so I'm looking forward to talking to the man they call Raw Dog later in the program. What a three-pack of guests that is. We may be joined by another name back end, but you know how it is these days. If there's a feeling internally that there may be a no-show, I don't even like to. I'm done with bringing that stress. If they show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. You'll see it on the VOD, or you'll just have to be there to experience it all. I do want to wish a massive mazel tov to Belal Muhammad on getting that title fight, that title match against Colby Covington, courtesy of this here program. Hopefully we'll get a shout out. I don't think I'm going to get the arrangement, the flowers, the gift basket, all that. But, a nice little shout out at the press conference beforehand, after, talking to Chael, whatever. I'm looking forward to that match. That's Ben Askren.
The sex.
Versus Belal Muhammad. August 22nd, and in case you missed it, what I'm referring to is yesterday Colby said, ask the chat, who we love and respect so very much, asked the chat if they want to see Colby versus Bilal. The two options were Colby versus Bilal, option A. Option B, literally anyone else. And Bilal won. Respect. I think in the end it was like 53% to 47%, something like that. But a win's a win. And so it seems as though RAF is going to respect this, and they're going to book the match for the 22nd of August. I heard Pizzi's voice. Pizzi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
How's life? How's things?
Very good.
Everyone?
Enjoying myself.
Is it raining there too?
No, it's actually beautiful here. But I'm very concerned, especially for one member of the team. We don't need to name, but
No. I could see the sun just sort of glistening out of the top right over there. We don't usually get that.
You see, if I close them, it nearly suffocates me. It's so because it's in the attic, and it gets pretty hard to breathe up here.
Okay.
Rest assured, I'm good, Pizzi. Don't worry about me anymore.
That's what I was just about to ask. Are you okay, Rick?
I'm good. Don't
GC?
Don't sweat it.
I've never been better, Pete.
Wow.
Oh, that's great. Ariel?
I'm doing okay. I mean, a little nervous because some of that anxiety has been, placed on my shoulders, but that's how I am. I feel when other people feel,
I just hope the other member of the team is okay when this happens.
I'm good. Don't worry.
Everyone's good. Everyone's good. Guys, we do have some breaking news to discuss right off the top. I'm happy we left this portion of the show open so that we can address this. Yesterday, we were talking about this controversy regarding whether or not Paddy Pimblett actually bought the stool that Ilya, sat on when his brother called off the fight. We saw the picture, we saw the music, the Instagram. I believe all of us, if not the vast majority of us, thought he was just being a little cheeky. I believe we all said it was a troll. Anyway, not everyone seems to believe this. And so it appears as though the young lady who actually claims to have purchased the real stool has taken to social media to refute all the claims by one Patrick Pimblett and is showing receipts. She has brought receipts that she, in fact, owns the stool and paid top dollar for said stool. Let us watch this video and react to it.
I am Jessica. I am actually the one that purchased the Ilya red stool from Freedom 250. FC Collectibles email that it's been shipped. I'm gonna go ahead and open that on the shop app. And this is the shop app. Okay, this is the shop app. You can see the shop app. I cannot forge this, AI this. This is the app of shop where the purchase was made. And this is the purchase. If we go ahead and we click to view the receipt, this is the receipt. UFC Freedom 250, Ilya Poirier, Gaethje, used event, stool corner. And this is the UFC website.
Did that say 18,000?
Showing it as well through Shopify.com or whatever.
Oh my God.
Of the purchase without scrolling all the way down and showing you my personal info.
Please don't.
It was me. I bought it, not Patty, not anybody else. Big Ilya fan.
Stolen valor. This is stolen valor.
I kind of purchased it on purpose so that Patty and nobody else could actually buy it and use it against him. But here we are.
Okay.
You mean by her, right, Pizzi? Like she's pretending that she bought this and obviously Patty has it.
That's what I mean, of course.
Okay.
I didn't mean the opposite of that at all.
The Armin drop there is perfect. I am Mrs. Panda seems like a lovely lady. I'm sorry, $18,000 for that stool is absolutely insane, especially when you're an Ilya fan.
Okay, but does it change anything that at the end she says so that it couldn't get into the hands of somebody like Patty?
That makes it even worse.
100%. It's fucking crazy.
It's
She
actually
doesn't want it to go to evil.
it's not a flex that she bought the stool, that like she's the one that owns it, but like it also is a bit of a flex that she has $18,000 of disposable income to use it on a used stool.
It's a good point. It's a good
I was
point.
looking at the flooring situation there. Nice marble in the background. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
Looks like a woman
Now we're
who's
pocket
got her
watching this
stuff
poor
together.
lady.
How can you not? She's paying $18,000 for a used
But
stool.
if you're an Ilya fan, why do you want this? This is the low moment of his career.
So people like Patty don't get it.
You're spending $18,000 so it doesn't get into the wrong hands. And she says, I bought it on purpose. Of course you bought it on purpose.
I would hope so.
I mean, I hope no one
drunken
forced you to
eBay?
buy it.
Imagine
So that
drunk
people like
and then
Patty,
I'm gonna
like,
go,
did she really think someone like Patty Pimblett would spend more than $5 to have this stool? You know what I mean? Like,
It would have been, I mean, considering the reaction when people did for a brief moment think maybe Patty did buy it, I say that would have been worth $18,000 for Patty to have that kind of like joke. Now, he got that moment for free anyway because everybody kind of just like went along with it. But I don't know. It feels like he could have done something fun with it.
His reach is so much further than I_am_Mrs_Panda.
Was.
A lot of people are going to see the Patty thing and be like, "Oh, did you see you bought the Ilya stool?"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not see the
That is true.
You're
right.
So that's probably
What do you do with the stool?
compelled her.
Like,
Yeah,
say
I don't get it.
She
You
was in her
have to still, like,
bathroom. I'm assuming they're using the stool for the bathroom.
Oh, like as a vanity thing, like you sit there, you put the makeup on, that type of thing.
Maybe as a squatty
Too
potty.
low for that,
You
no?
put
I
your
thought it was
feet
for
up
her
on it.
feet. Stoolgate, you know?
I just
Get
don't
the
get
angle
it.
right, it just shoots out of you.
You put the toilet paper on next to the side of the toilet.
This is so great.
I just want the public to know, we deliberated quite long. This is the top story of the day, by the way. This is the real Stoolgate.
I'm
There
now
used to
waiting
be a
for Patty's
Stoolgate.
response to be like, "No, I actually did buy it.
He
I
did.
have the receipt,
I believe him.
and I have the stool. He had a picture with the stool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All she was showing was a
That's right.
forged receipt.
Yeah, by the way, if she has the stool, why not show the stool? Does she not have it in her possession?
Maybe
Still being shipped.
Yeah.
Still
Said it
being
was
shipped.
Okay, my bad.
I
18,000
think
is
it could
nuts.
end up being if Ilya turns it around, right? If Ilya comes back better than ever, best case scenario. If Ilya comes back, it will be a memento of like that was the moment that everything kind of changed. Like I somehow see the logic actually. I'm not like so out on it that I feel like it makes no sense. I get it.
I don't
from
see
her
the logic.
perspective.
Patrick Ewing is my favorite athlete of all time. If someone was selling the rim that he missed the layup against the Pacers in 1995, I ain't buying it.
If
so
he
some
won a
Pacer fan
championship
doesn't get
after
it.
that, if it turned back around for him,
Okay, but right now it's a crazy purchase.
Wouldn't you want the championship memorabilia, not the?
Yes.
yes, I'm not
What all went
saying
wrong?
it's number
But
one
this
on
means
my
there was
list.
a bidding war, right? Like it was 10 grand initially. So this was like people
Yeah.
were going, oh, someone's after hitting 11, go 12,
way,
go 13.
Oh my God.
If you're Ilya, maybe you buy it just to like take it off the market and just be like, I don't want to think about this thing anymore. Shove it in a corner somewhere, burn it, throw it in the fucking fire.
Can I take it one step further? I actually think it's a little disrespectful that the UFC is selling this.
That I actually kind of agree with.
Sell Gaethje's stool, sell Gaethje's gloves. It's very rare that you sell the low moment
Yeah,
of a
I
superstar,
agree with
right?
that.
This is the moment where it all came crashing down. This is the moment where he quit. I find it weird. I actually
18K
find it
though.
weird. I know it's 18K. Where does that money go to, by the way? Fanatics?
UFC.
Just straight to them, huh?
I would imagine.
At the very least, like donate it to charity. You're literally capitalizing on the guy's lowest moment. It's a weird move. You don't see this often. Like, are they selling Wemby's jersey that he lost Game 5 in? No, I don't think they are. Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem like
You'd be
something-
interested in that, maybe, Helwani. You might.
No, I don't want it. Just to blow my nose, maybe. But I'm certainly not buying it to like if I'm a Spurs fan. That's for sure. I don't know. I think that's very weird. But in the end, I think she's refuted it. We might need an update from her once she actually
Gets the stool.
gets the stool in her
I want the
possession.
patio.
Watch this space
Yes.
at I_am.
Who finds this, by the way? Like, she posts it. She's not a public person. Who then finds this and brings it to us on the internet?
I've often thought this about these like kind of like accounts from civilians that end up going viral in the space. I have to imagine maybe she tagged or DM'd somebody of some repute that like was able to kind of amplify it, but otherwise I have no idea
It
because like
takes the
nobody would
one.
know.
By the way,
Thinks the one aggregator gets it.
speaking of like buying stool, you're saying it's disrespectful. They're selling also the red stool from 329. So there's a picture of the stool on the collectibles website, and then there's more pictures. And the second picture is just Conor looking sad on the stool after.
You
the
can buy
fight.
Conor's stool.
Wow.
If you're gonna just show, why wouldn't you just
How
show
much?
it like happy? Something.
How much
not
is
so
that one
sad.
for right now?
Yeah, this
Right
is
now,
weird.
only 25.
This is weird behavior. It's weird to be selling the,
Losing corner stool.
yeah, it's very weird.
Collectible.
They've it
Give me
is
a
following the
fucking
trend
break.
of like everything has become a collectible because like you see the card space and it's like they've got the jersey patch from this and then like the other day I saw one of the card companies, I'm forgetting which one, had an autograph WWE wrestler and Carl Anthony Towns. I think it was Roman Reigns and Carl Anthony Towns or something, like one of one auto from that night already made.
Yeah.
It's like crazy how
Everything.
fast they're turning everything around into memorabilia.
What about the fact that all the players' jerseys now go to auction, and they tried to put the OG ball to auction, and then somehow it disappeared.
Well, the Knicks ended up getting it.
Yeah. Oh, everything. Not everything should be for sale.
Can't tell the story of the UFC without those two stools.
That's true.
Did you see that? This is a crazy, just random memorabilia tangent. Did you see that some guy got the LeBron All-Star Game jersey for $800?
Oh, no, sorry. I thought you were going to say something else. For $800?
So some thrift store or something somehow came into possession of LeBron's All-Star Game jersey from 2022, I believe it was.
Like game worn.
Game worn, his jersey, because it was in the size that was only for those players, right? They didn't sell this jersey as a fan thing. And that store had no idea what they were holding and put it on eBay, and this person got it for $800.
Wow.
And then it got like authenticated after the fact. But he got a LeBron's game-worn jersey for $800 off some thrift store.
I had not seen that. I did see someone at Fanatics Fest with a crumpled paper.
Oh.
And it was a bunch of different LeBron signatures where he was testing out his signature, and it's just like 10 LeBron signatures on a crumpled paper. I don't know how people get this stuff, but it's amazing. And so let us await the update once she actually has it in her possession, or someone needs to talk to Patty about this the next time they speak to them. Some other news and notes, guys. What about Navajo Sterling stepping up on short notice, very short notice, to fight Jan Blachowicz at UFC Belgrade on August the 31st? So that's not this weekend, that's next weekend. Massive opportunity for him. UFC very much behind him. CKB product, undefeated. They need young stars at 205. They want this guy to win. Here's his teammate Carlos Ulberg talking about the big step up for Navajo Sterling.
Yeah, I can see Nav really doing so well against Jan, and just using his young ability, but then also his aggression in that octagon. He's getting a little more comfortable in there now, so I think that's going to be the key for him. Big opportunity, of course, and who better to ask than someone like Navajo, who's young. He's hungry, and then he's obviously quite active. So I seen him at the gym, I think the day before it was announced, and just stoked for him. Stoked that he's able to go out there and be able to test himself against some of the best in the world. And Jan, I've obviously fought Jan, and he's tough. So it's going to be a good fight for Nav to break himself into the top 10, top 5 even. So yeah, interesting.
Sterling has won his last 5 fights in a row. He's 5-0 in the UFC. Has the Contender Series win as well. He just beat Iwan Kuchilaba back in late June, and here he is getting a massive opportunity to fight against Jan Blachowicz. He's nowhere near the title picture, but that is his teammate at the top of the food chain at 205, and we don't have a real sense as to what they are going to do in the 205-pound division just yet. But there's a couple of, Whitaker's out there doing his thing. Here's Sterling coming up. Ulberg is injured. Obviously, Yuri's still out there doing his thing. Magomed Ankalaev is fighting this weekend, unfortunately not against Khalil Roundtree. So things are percolating at 205 pounds. Let us see what transpires. Now, we do have a very interesting piece of sound that we wanted to play, courtesy of our friend, the Georgian sensation, not from the state of Georgia, the country of Georgia, Christina, hopefully I get this right, Avsarkisova. I tried to do it in one shot.
That's it.com.
Avsarkisova. Hopefully I got that right. She is otherwise known as She Loves Gloves. We've talked about her on this program before. She got an exclusive interview with Dan Hooker at CKB in Auckland, New Zealand, of course, and asked him about Israel Adesanya leaving the gym. Here's what Dan had to say.
The easy thing that Easy announced his departure from the gym, which I think came as a shock to a lot of people. And even though it has only been like a couple of days and no one has really made like any specific comments about it, I can hear and see people jumping to conclusions and stuff. But what's kind of your perspective on it all?
Yeah, obviously above and beyond Israel being my teammate, he's my mate. So it's I just want the best for him. So whatever decision that him and his family thinks that's the best for him, then I'll support him. I support him 100%, and I'll support his career moving forward 100%. Regardless, I'm as interested as everyone else to see what he does next and what he does, what he has in store. Because obviously he announced like, he's not going to train here, but where is he going to train? I don't know.
He's probably gonna stay in New Zealand, right?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm excited to see. I'm as excited as everyone else. So it's like very hard to have any kind of. He's a smart cat. He's a smart cat. He ain't got a. Yeah. I'm interested. I'm as interested. It's funny. I could ask him, and he'll tell me. But then it's like, then I'll ruin the surprise.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather just find out like everyone else. Yeah, everyone's always like, oh, can you message Israel?
Oh,
and I'm
God.
like, fuck, I don't have his number. I'm like, I
You
see
don't
the
have
guy.
his number?
I'm like, I see the guy. No, I see him.
Oh.
If he wants to see me, he'll come around to my house. If I want to see him, I'll go around to his house.
Okay, so a couple things there. Go check out the entire interview. It's on her YouTube channel. She loves gloves. She's doing great work out there in New Zealand and is just a young star when it comes to MMA journalism. So shout out to her. That is an interesting take from Dan Hooker. There appears to be no animosity whatsoever, and that's great to see. And this doesn't seem to be an issue between Izzy, Dan, or some of the other guys in the gym. Perhaps the most interesting part of it was what he said at the very end there, which is, he doesn't have Izzy's phone number? Is that possible?
Cap.
Okay, you don't believe this.
Cap.
All right. I mean, he says he doesn't have it.
Why make that up, though? Why say
I think what he's saying is like, I don't use Izzy's phone number, is what I think he was trying to get at. Like, when I see him, I see him. He's not like using it as like a messaging service, because he used it in the context of like, people are like, just text Izzy. He's like, I'm not texting Izzy to ask him about some dumb shit that you're concerned about. I'm gonna see Izzy or text him about my thing. If Dan Hooker doesn't have Israel Adesanya's phone number, it would be the biggest revelation in sports.
That's what he said.
There's no way. There's no chance.
Would it be that crazy for Dan Hooker to just like not be on top of it like that? To just
Yes.
I just never saved it.
It actually wouldn't surprise me. Dan Hooker?
I just think like he probably knows what's going to happen, and he's just like trying to avoid the conversation at all costs. He's just like, I don't know anything, you know.
He doesn't want to be in the middle of it.
To your point, like, it is refreshing to see this kind of very amicable split, because we've seen it before when there's a schism. One person leaves a gym and you see them kind of forming different allegiances and different things come out. I think everyone's handling this well, including Israel, who came out with the decision. It's actually kind of, it's not the most common thing to happen in MMA, really, when someone breaks away from a team. There's usually a lot of bad blood and, well, even suggested bad blood. These boys seem to be going out of their way to be throwing water on any kind of fires people are starting here.
I love to see it. I'm still kind of shocked by it, because to me, Izzy is CKB, CKB is Izzy, like how, GSP is TriStar. Like, we found out about TriStar via GSP. We found out about CKB via Izzy. Izzy was the first one really to break through and really kind of put that gym on the map. And then the relationship with Eugene, there have been some pairings in the sport that just seem to be unbreakable. And I feel like at some point they will reunite, and maybe he'll go and do his thing and then come back. Who knows? But it still seems very surreal to hear people talk about him not being a part of the team after all these years.
It definitely feels surreal. I think it will ground itself. This story will ground itself once we hear from Izzy on more, right? Like, we don't really know. And that's what makes everybody kind of speculate and feel uneasy about it. Nobody has slung any dirt, which is good, right? Like, to PT's point, it's been amicable. Nobody's like really out there trying to disparage anybody. And so, once Izzy really like speaks on it, then I think this will all kind of go to bed.
Yeah, we don't know what he's going to do. His last fight was in March.
Eugene.
And Eugene, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Eugene does not fuck about.
No, he does
but
not.
But I think, you guys tell me if you disagree, I think Eugene will probably not say anything.
Yes. He actually gave our friend She Loves Gloves a statement, and it was all just, peace and love, much respect. But yes,
he cares too much about these guys to just like...
There have definitely been interviews where I was like, damn, this is...
Yeah.
Very, very, very honest.
Many on this show where he
I remember right before the first Alex Pereira fight in New York, him sitting in the studio talking about like things had to change and whatnot. Yeah. Do want to remind everyone that today's program is brought to you by our good friends over at Kalshi. We love Kalshi, and we want to let you know that you need to support them because they support us. Came out hot with that one, Frank. That music, I felt it in my soul. They are the largest prediction market in the United States. Here's what makes Kalshi different. You are not playing against the house. Kalshi is peer-to-peer trading. You buy yes or no contracts on whether something will happen, and you're trading directly against other users. Think of it like buying or selling a stock. The line isn't set by some algorithm working against you. Public opinion sets the price. Kalshi is CFTC approved. It is federally regulated, which is why it's available all across the country, including California and Texas. Download the Kalshi app now. Use code Helwani, HELWANEWANI, to get up to 500 bones when you trade 25. That's Kalshi, KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade what's next. Please support them because they support us. Okay, I want to play a quick little game with Pizzi here. Pizzi, you ready for this? Pizzi?
You're muted, Pete.
Oh my God, you're muted.
Pete, we can't hear you,
This
Mike.
is unbelievable.
Sorry.
What, you do the mute on the mic thing?
Yeah, sorry, I was sneezing, so I
He's only supposed to do it during emergencies.
Yeah, well, did it seem like
It was an emergency.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
PT, we're going to play a clip real quick, and you have to tell us
Oh, no.
which UFC fighter this is.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Oh, God. Guys.
Who is it, Pete?
I think it's Zhang Weili. I don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, that didn't work.
We fucked it.
Yeah.
We bottled it bad with the credit.
Yeah.
Who is
Well,
this?
oh,
Look at
sorry.
this
There's
Pete.
something written there. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was just going off intuition.
How did Zhang Weili look like this? What happened? Is she
Makeup
looks
and a wig.
It's completely different. Would you have guessed it? Would you have guessed it, PT?
No.
No.
Serious?
I was waiting for you to reveal the hairdresser, to be honest. I was like, who was
Yeah.
doing this girl's hair?
I was looking forward to that game.
Hey,
Yeah.
Is that it?
give
Just
our
one of
credits,
one?
though.
We only
I
have one?
mean, responsible reporting. We're trying to, courtesy the people.
Yeah, I know.
courtesy to
I
the
know.
source.
Could have done it
cowards here.
afterwards. What was that?
No cowards here.
No cowards. No cowards on this team. We go out of our way to credit when it's due. I thought that would have been a fun game to see if you can guess the new look Zhang Weili. Perhaps this is why she's not fighting against Mackenzie Dern. Speaking of which, did you see the Vinny Jr. pictures?
Yes, the chin.
What happened there? What's going?
Cosmetic surgery.
How do you change? How do you do that in the span of, like, we just saw him playing 2 weeks ago,
He got surgery.
and just like that, he
Already
looks
got to
completely
him.
different.
That's what cosmetic surgery does.
I didn't realize it happened that quickly. I thought it was a gradual thing.
No.
Crazy.
Now you go into the knife, they chop you up.
All right.
It's like a Superman chin, right? Like it's.
He looks
Pretty
great.
close.
I mean, I always thought he looked great. I didn't
Do you
realize what
think
the
that
issue
he
was.
was
Flamer dropping him
getting
now.
shit on so much online that he decided to make this change?
What was the issue? His chin?
I don't know. Like people always gave him
Your
flack
chin
for his
sucks.
looks. But now, like, I feel like he's getting more crap after the surgery.
They'll forget about it. They'll get over it.
You got to see his face every time, though.
What it takes away from his aerodynamics.
Yeah.
I mean,
I-
the new chin.
What if it increases his aerodynamics and he's better than he's ever been?
I'd love to know what they actually do. What is that? And yeah, shout out to Zhang Weili. Let us hear from the great Mark Shapiro of TKO fame. He was talking about CBS and whether they'll start airing main cards for the UFC. Obviously, they've done some prelims as well. He was doing an interview recently with the Wall Street Journal with our old friend, I think Jason Gay, who I used to work with over at Versus way back in the day, in a different lifetime. Here's Mark Shapiro talking about all of this.
Do you have any sense for when they might go over the air with a UFC event?
As you know, we've done some pieces of preliminary events, some simulcasting on CBS.
Yeah.
But this is, this was designed to be a sub-acquisition and retention driver
For them.
Paramount
Right,
Plus.
right.
And they're doing really a sensational job. And I will tell you this, the experience of logging on and watching it, and I had it this weekend. I couldn't go to the Conor McGregor fight.
Oh, you weren't there? Okay, yeah.
My wife's brother was getting married,
Oh.
and he's 40 years
He
old.
didn't
It's his
understand
first
the
marriage,
Conor
and there
McGregor
was
fight?
no way out of this for me. And my sons, who were very, of course, happy for him, but upset, very upset they were missing this fight in Las Vegas, we went outside on their phone and just streamed it, and it was an incredible viewing experience. And luckily, or unfortunately, it was 69 seconds, so it was over quick.
So it's a blessing for the wedding, I think.
Yeah, but the card was unbelievable. I mean, the card. Remember with the
Yeah, the
UFC,
patty
it's
fight
not just
was,
that. It's everything that Hunter Campbell and Dana White build underneath it.
He is right about that. The card was unbelievable. I think that they are using CBS the right way so far. There's no way that Paramount Plus paid all this money to have fights air in front of the subscription paywall. on CBS. It's obviously a huge audience, but the way you use CBS correctly is to air the weigh-ins, is to air the prelims, to then get you to go and watch and subscribe, things of that nature. I still maintain that some portion of the White House card, whether it was a pre-show, the weigh-ins from the Lincoln Memorial, a fight, the first hour, something, when they were sitting around and you saw Weidman's socks and all that stuff, like that could have aired on CBS just to, increase awareness. But other than that, I think they've used CBS perfectly. And I don't think that there's going to be a time, maybe once or twice, maybe down the line, where there's going to be like a main card, massive main event title fight on CBS that defeats the purpose for paying this much money. There was some time right after the deal was announced where Dana White was like, no, we're not done with pay-per-view. Yes, of course. Unless Paramount Plus wants to, get in the pay-per-view business, the name of the game with this particular deal is to sell subs. And then, of course, to sell advertising in relation to the subs to get people to watch on the platform. And so that doesn't surprise me, but I do think that they are using it the right way. Okay, still to come, Dustin Poirier. Prior to that, Bruce Buffer. But let's talk to a man who was on that card on July 11th, who had one of the best performances of the night, a massive win, a huge bounce-back win for him, a very fun fight that was on the main card, a submission win over Lone'er Kavanagh. We're talking to Raw Dog. Brandon Royval was kind enough to join us on this Tuesday afternoon right here and now. What's up, Brandon? How are you?
What's up, bro? Thank you for fitting me in today. Sorry about last week.
That's okay. I was looking at your Instagram, and I do have some comments on your Instagram in a moment, and there I see you talking about surgery. So I hit up your guy, and I'm like, wait a second. It sounds like he's having surgery at the same time that he's going to be on the show, but it all worked out. Most importantly, how was the surgery? How are you feeling?
I feel good, man. I mean, I'm navigating life in a cast right now, and I'm sure my doctor's gonna be pissed because pretty much broke my cast off a little bit, and just going full forward with it. It sucks not having anything to do and being in a cast and stuff because I don't know, idle time is really bad for me.
How did you break the cast already?
Oh, just trying to use it as much as possible, trying to walk and just get A to B without crutches is a pain in the butt. So
yeah,
I've been walking pretty heavily on my foot. So
what's the injury?
I broke the inside, this part of my ankle bone. I broke it.
Damn.
I don't know. I don't know what it's from. I think it could be from when I kicked him, when he rocked me. I really couldn't navigate when or why it happened.
Okay, so you don't know if it happened towards the end of the fight, middle of the fight, beginning of the fight. You didn't feel it throughout the fight.
Yeah, the only thing that I know is it happened before the third round because when I went to go walk out for the third round, the first step I took to where we're gonna give each other knucks, I was like, whoa, that was weird. And then you're getting in a fist fight, so you just kind of ignore it,
Yeah. What a fun fight, man. What a win. What a performance. And the way the fight was going back and forth, it was actually very reminiscent of the Mario Bautista-Corey Sandhagen fight in that I thought you won the first round, then he wins the second, then, of course, you finish him in the third as well. I mentioned that you were on the 2-fight losing streak. You hadn't won since October of 2024. Every fight is a must-win in the UFC. But were you feeling that pressure of the 2-fight losing streak? Were you feeling, I got to win to get back on track here?
Oh, absolutely, bro. All I've known is the top 5 of the division for I think 3-4 years or something like that. I've been top 5 in the division, so I didn't want to be booted out of the top 5. I know I'm not going to get cut from the UFC. I'm way too exciting of a fighter for them to just cut me off of this loss. But my back's against the wall, and it's I've been through 3 of the best strikers in the division back to back to back, and it's those are hard camps, those are hard on the body, and all the above. So. Yeah, it was a must win. It was a must win for me, and at the very least, I knew I was going to go in there and bonus. I knew I was going to go there, grab a bonus, and in my head, it was just I'm either going to win this fight or I'm going to go make this the fight of the night and steal it. So luckily, I did both. But in my head, I was getting 2 checks no matter what happened.
Do you feel now in the aftermath? I know it's been 9 or so days, 10 days. Do you feel like a weight has been lifted?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I really do. Yeah. I genuinely feel a lot of stress off my back. I'm super happy right now. I try not to validate myself off wins and losses. It doesn't really what makes you the man or makes you a good person or whatever it is. But, this is how I make my money. So it's like it's a big deal, you know. And winning fights is how I make my money, stay relevant, and get sponsors and all the other potential things that happen. So yeah, bro, it is a huge weight lifted off my shoulder. I feel super happy. I got a baby on the way, and that helps cushion that, and all the above. So I'm super happy right now.
One thing that I thought was interesting that you said in the post-fight press conference, you said you weren't listening to your corner, but you were definitely listening to his. And so what type of intel, what kind of tips were you getting from his corner?
Oh man, I pay attention. Dude, I think the Great Britain top team is amazing, bro. I really have respect for their corner. I mean, a huge fan of all their guys and all their work. But I've watched all their YouTube videos. I've watched everything getting ready for this fight. I was subscribed to Lone'er Kavanagh's emails, bro. So it's like there was not a rock unturned in that situation. But most of our fight took place in his corner. And one thing that I will say that helped me out one time is I could hear his corner being like, the kicks aren't there, go to the head for the kick. And the moment he went for a head kick, and he listened to it well, the moment he went for a head kick, I just stepped in with the punch, and I was like sick. I was like, all right, cool, I could hear him well, And yeah, and like I said, I recognize the voices because I pay attention to all their YouTubes, all their fighters. Their fighters are so sick that it's hard not to pay attention to a guy like Nathaniel Wood or something like that every time he fights.
Do you usually do this when you're fighting someone? Do you try to watch as much content relating to them, all their videos, YouTube, all that stuff?
No, I don't. I just thought this was such a big fight, and Lone'er Kavanagh's so good, and I have so much respect and, so much nerves going into this fight. And it's like, yeah. So, no, I just want to make sure that everything was in order, bro. I had a really solid game plan that I stuck to for the most part. And just, I prepared so hard for this fight.
Why weren't you listening to your corner?
I couldn't hear him. Most of our fight took place in his corner.
Okay.
Most of our fight took place right where their corner was. And even where I got the submission, his corner was right next to me. So, all I could really do is hear their corner. And, it's chaotic and loud. And sometimes you can't necessarily hear their corner. I could hear a handful of things my cornermen were saying, but not much.
I also heard you say one of the most fun opponents to prepare for, and it sounds like you really enjoyed getting to know him, but also that you had a horrible camp. Is that accurate? And if so, why?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say I had a horrible camp. I just cut off camp 3 weeks early. They gave me this fight the week after he fought Moreno. So it's I was getting ready for Lone'er Kavanagh for maybe 4 months straight. And it's bro, there was after practice, I'd get kicked every day and just practice blocking a kick. Cause I have a bad habit of not blocking a kick with both hands. So I practice blocking a kick, passing it over. Just so much damage on the body. If someone's kicking you as hard as you can. All my training partners are 35ers, 45ers. So, I didn't have an elite kickboxer, Mario Batista, or not Mario Batista, the size of Lone'er Kavanagh. So it was just everybody training was a little bit bigger than me, hits way harder than me, and there's just a lot of damage on the body. And when you go back-to-back strikers, it's just so much damage,
So you cut it short 3 weeks. Is that dangerous? Because I mean, I know maybe a week out you want to just kind of taper off 3 weeks. What are you doing? You're just relaxing at that point?
No, I'm training. I'm training hard. It's just I'm not sparring.
That's it. All right. Okay.
I cut sparring off 3 weeks early just because how much I was going to war with my teammates and stuff and my boys, and I appreciate them for just taking it to that level with me. And me and Corey Sandhagen got ready together the whole time too, and that was cool too. And it's Corey Sandhagen's so good and so special that it's I needed some recovery on my body compared to maybe him or anybody else.
Sure. And then you guys are fighting back to back on the card. If my memory serves me correct, it was you were first, then him, or was it?
Yep.
Yeah. So what was that like to just be training with him? And also, I'm assuming you were probably in the same locker room, right?
Yeah, it was really cool, bro. I thought it was really special and unique. And I think Corey Sandhagen's such a special fighter to go out there and tear what he tore and just still out there and win the next round and put on a great performance. I thought he won, but he went out there and just put out a valid effort against Mario Batista, who I think is so amazing. But I told him right when I walked out, and I told everybody when I walked out, it's just I'm gonna go light this stage on fire, and I'm gonna have this dude pumped up before he walks out, because the last thing I want is to have a boring fight or something, and him go in there flat-footed or anything, and that be to anything that I've done. So I know that he had to be fucking lit up right before he walked out, because that was a crazy fight and back and forth, and that was exciting. And then I got the finish, so it's as exciting as a fight could really get, especially like from a teammate and all the other perspective or whatever it is. Yeah, so that was my goal, is to just light the stage on fire for him.
I asked Mario Bautista this last week, like, hey, what was it like being on a Conor McGregor card? And he was talking about, how unique it was and whatnot. But based on what I saw online from you, you're more of a Max guy. And so it feels to me like it was more special for you to be on a Max card than a Conor McGregor card. Is that accurate?
Yeah, bro. Me and Max is good luck for me too. Last time I fought in a card with him, I knocked someone out. Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Last time I knocked someone out, got fight of the night. He got fight of the night, and it was just, me and him both made big checks both those days. I'm a huge Max Holloway fan. I like his the way he works. I like the way he carries himself as a man. I like, him as like a father, or something that I want to be as a father in the future, and just like all the above, man. It's just like a guy that I inspire to be like, for sure. So sharing cards with Max Holloway is just like, he's the GOAT in my book.
Did it feel different being on a Conor card? Like, did it feel like there was?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. In what way?
Yeah, I stood off the hotel, thankfully, so I'm sure it felt way worse if I was at the hotel. But, bro, you walk into the press conference meeting, there's so many people in there. It was like I would say 40 more people than normal.
Oh, wow.
And I walk in, I'm like, oh my, why is there so many people here right now? And, bro, like, to be fair, too, Conor has this like aura about him too. It's like him walking into the like room and stuff. You're like, dang, this fool's really something, like.
What did you make of that 69 seconds, how that all played out, him throwing the kick right off the bat?
I was like, I for sure got this bonus.
That's what you were worried of.
But, yeah, bro, I just want to, I'm trying to make money, but they're making millions. Those dudes are making millions,
sure.
So it's like, I need bonuses and all the above. But I don't know, man. I just seemed like a disaster. And, I feel bad for both fighters in those circumstances. I don't know if he was dealing with the injury going into it or what, but that's not how you ever want to see a fight end.
Of course. So you mentioned, you're about to become a father, I think in October, right? You're expecting your first child. Your last fight was in December. So if my math is correct, this is the first time that you fight knowing that you're about to be a father, right? This is the first time that you have that knowledge. What did that do to you? Did you feel like, man, I've now got to support someone else who's about to enter this world in a few months' time? Were you thinking that way? Were you putting that pressure on yourself?
Yeah, it's hard not to, bro. I really was trying not to, because like in my head is like my corner is such a great man and a great father. But he was telling me, he's like, your kid doesn't care if you win or lose. He just wants you to be there for him and just like your love. So it's like, it's not like it matters necessarily, but I do want, and especially I mentor a lot of youth and stuff, and it's just like I do want to see like how someone recovers from a bounce back. And like I come off two of the biggest losses in my career, and it's like to one of the biggest wins in my career, and it's like that's how you bounce back. And it's like if I can show him that by just like doing, it's way better. And same thing with like the kids in Denver, is like if I could show them that by just doing something, then it's just such a privilege,
Lennox is such a great name. Is he going to be named after someone? How did you guys come up with that name?
Yeah. Bro, I was thinking that too. He's about to be called Lennox Ray Royval of all the best boxers. You know what I'm saying? You already know I'm a huge boxing fan, and I like the name Knox a lot. I just don't feel like I've ever met a grown man named Knox. So I was like, I want to give him something to like kind of lean on to when he becomes a man and stuff. But like, I love the name Knox, and I wanted to name him Knox, and I was like, he still needs like a grown man name too, So Lennox, I thought was a perfect supplement, and he can go by Lenny or whatever it is, and and then I'm a huge boxing fan, so like Lennox Ray was like almost a no-brainer.
Wow. Okay. And you're talking about Lennox Lewis, right? Like this is.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Of course. But were you an actual fan of Lennox Lewis's when he was fighting, or did you just like the name?
No, I just like the name. I like Lennox Lewis for sure, but I was pretty young when Lennox Lewis was like still doing his thing. But on fight night, he was my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, on fight night in the game, bro, I was killing it with him. Lennox Lewis and Joe Frazier, but I'm not naming my kid Joe R. Frazier, so I don't know.
Okay, I like it. And like we said, that's in October. Now, speaking of the social media, you posted a video, which I thought was brilliant. You really leaned into this, where it's you with, I think, your fiance, partner, girlfriend, wife, and you show all the comments about it. What compelled you to do something like this?
It was just funny because like in the moment, like my girlfriend's really shy and stuff too, so it's just like just having her kind of like be in the public eye for the first time was hilarious. And to me it was just like kind of something funny to kind of lean on. And I don't know. It was just funny to me. Yeah, it was funny, and I was dying when it happened because like I didn't know, like I knew we got put on camera. I didn't know she was on camera, but I got like 40 text messages right away, and I had no service in the arena. So I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And then I got on my Instagram and I was like, oh damn, this is what happened. And yeah, so it was just kind of funny.
How did she feel about it? The newfound fame.
I mean, she didn't really care for it at all necessarily, but she was a good sport. She's a really good sport about everything. So like, she was a really good sport about it, and she rolled with the punches. And then like people are talking shit and stuff too. Like, she's a gold digger or whatever. I'm like, dude, this girl's an engineer. She makes way more money than I'm ever gonna make. It's like gold digger is crazy. I'm the gold digger for sure. So.
How long have you been together?
Like 2 years almost.
Okay. And I did see that you were replying to people in the comments where someone was saying something to that effect, and you were like, yeah, she's an engineer. She has a way better job than I do. What kind of engineer is she?
Like a construction engineer or something like that.
Okay.
So she's not working right now, but yeah, like.
But she's a smart one, clearly.
Yeah, just way more intelligent than me for sure. I mean, which isn't fucking batting. It is impressive, bro. Like a 7th grade reading level or whatever. But yeah, she's killing it.
What is she doing with a fighter? An engineer with a fighter? It seems like oil and water.
Yeah, a lot of finessing. It took a lot of manipulation, finessing, and stuff to finally get her to go on a date with me and hang out with me. So.
The Royval Riz? Is that what it is? Is that what
Yeah, exactly, bro. I don't got much game, but I'm persistent, bro. It's just the same thing as MMA, bro. I'm not that good, but I'm consistent and I'll always be there,
You've got the output, the endurance. You keep going.
Yeah,
you don't back down. I get it.
I'm going to keep coming back, bro.
Yes. In all facets of life. And so I saw that video, the Max video. There was another one where you were saying like people were trying to slide in your DMs to get you to change barbers, to go. I feel like we've upped the social media game as of late. Has this been a conscious effort on your part?
I just need to post more for sure. And it's like, I already have like kind of funny thoughts and ideas. I just will never post it. So I was sitting on a handful of those for like months, and I was like, all right, well, at Fight Week, I need to get like engagement. And as dumb as it sounds, it's like having followers is such a big deal. I remember they didn't book me as a main event, and their like reasoning was like, I think it was like Alexa Grot, whoever they boosted in front of me was, they're like, she has way more followers than you. And I'm like,
wow.
They're trying to check her out, bro. I mean, I'm a fun fighter. But ask her, I'll pull out of that fight anyway, so it didn't matter. But I was pissed.
Okay, so this is now a thing that you're going to do, because I feel like you're getting the engagement. Like I see people reacting to it. It's working.
Yeah. And it was a good time to do all that stuff, especially like got a little publicity and stuff. So yeah, bro, I got to think of some funny stuff and keep posting, I guess. I don't really know.
Just be careful with the filming while you're driving. I feel like I see that a lot from you, and it makes me nervous, if I'm being honest.
No, it's a bad idea for sure. I need to work on it because I drive a stick and I'm wearing a cast. So
yes.
Yeah, I'm really risking it all right now for your guys' content.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. For your entertainment
stick as well.
pleasure.
By the way, not a lot of Americans drive stick. That's impressive. Always?
Yeah, well, I live in Colorado, and like just getting stuck in the snow and shit's a pain in the ass. So like having a stick's pretty ideal, and it's a millennial or whatever the new generation is, Gen Z, car thief proof. Nobody knows how to drive a stick.
Oh, that's great. That's actually brilliant. You think of that? Is that an actual reason why? That's actually brilliant. I didn't even think of that. No one knows how to drive it.
It wasn't really the reason why. It was mainly just because I'd get stuck in the snow constantly. And I always drove in shitty cars, so it's like having a car that's good in the snow is so perfect,
By the way, you're 33, right?
Yeah.
You can't be calling yourself an unk. You're not an unk. I'm sorry. I saw you call yourself an unk. You're not an unk. You're 33. You're a baby.
Bro, I'm unk material though. I got miles behind me and stuff. So yeah, and I'm facing these young kids now, so it's just like I feel unk like, I feel like these kids are wet behind the ears, and I've been there, I've done that, so.
All right, fair enough.
I'm about to be a father, like I'm pretty unk status.
Yeah, I guess so. I view you still as one of the younger guys in the division, if I'm being honest. But I guess
I appreciate that.
It's a mindset. It's the way you feel in your heart. What do you think about Josh Van and Pantoja? We suspect they're going to fight at some point this year. We're hearing maybe in the fall. How do you see that playing out?
Oh, it's gonna be a sick ass fight. Dude, Joshua Van's such a fun fighter. Like
Yeah.
no matter, and Pantoja too. It's like no matter what they're gonna do, it's gonna be a fun fight. It's gonna be like in my head, and like if I break it down, it's like I'm sure one round's gonna go to the one person, the next round's gonna be dominant by the other person. And it's gonna be kind of back and forth. And I feel like Van will pick it up as it goes on. But Pantoja is such a submission threat and such a great ground game guy that it's like I genuinely think Pantoja is the best grappler and one of the best grapplers in UFC, but in the division for sure. And I feel like it could be a nightmare if he gets it there,
I saw you guys together at the MMA Awards, and that was just a couple of days before the fight. What was that like for you to be there? That's celebrating a fight which, unfortunately didn't go your way, but you're there with the guy who you went to war with. You're about to fight as well. Sometimes when it's on Fight Week, those award shows, we don't see the people show up. What went into that for you?
I got finessed into it a lot. They asked me over and over again, and I was like, all right, well, like, is it gonna be quick? Like, it's gonna be. We were the last award of that night. I was there for like 4 hours. But my mom and dad came out to go watch me fight, and they were telling me, they're like, well, you have to go. They're like, we're gonna come, and like, you have to go. It's like, it's one of those things that it's like, maybe you're not happy about right now, but like you'll be super happy about in the future. And then also they flew out there to come see me do it, so I had to go.
Do you regret going?
No, not at all, bro. Being around Joshua Van's cool. I thought it was a cool experience. And, as much as like, I wanted to make fun of everything and all that stuff and try to act like I'm too cool for school, it was like a really cool moment for me and like a really blessed moment. And, I knew when that fight happened that it was a special fight. Like it was cool. I didn't expect to win Fight of the Year that year for it,
Yeah. Did you get to talk to him in the back or at any point?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dude, he's fucking cool ass kid, right? It's cool. He's cool. We both had jokes for each other when we got up there and accepted our award. And he's cool, bro. He's cool. He's really good. And man, for me, it's like I don't know how many awards I'm going to be getting in my life or anything. I'm in a lot of exciting fights, but it's like that kid's going to be getting numerous awards throughout his life. So it was cool to just be a part of one of them with him,
At some point, do you want to run that one back? Is that a motivation for you?
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of like where I'm going to run the next fight. It's like if Joshua Van loses the belt and then I go fight, like I think everybody wants to see me fight him next. Like I think that's like a fight everybody would want to see. A 5-round fight would be sick. But I want to stay busy this year. I want to fight before the end of the year. November would be ideal for me. And I just want to fight again. So I don't want to wait around or any of that stuff. So, but yeah, this for sure I want to run it back. He's a champ. He has a W over me. I thought it was a really close fight. I thought I was going to win that fight until I got dropped. And then that changed everything the last 10 seconds. So in my head, it's like, it was a close fight. And, I know I could win this fight, and yeah.
Did that one or the Manel one, which one kind of hit you harder?
Oh, the Manel one for sure. Because bro, honestly, the Joshua Van fight was I didn't watch it for like months. Like I would refuse to watch it because I was so pissed. And then I rewatched it, bro, and I was like so heartbroken. I'm not gonna lie, like I was really heartbroken because I had a really good game plan for Manel going into that fight, and like I had really good stuff that we worked on. And then when that fight aired, I was just like I knew I was just gonna go box him. I actually told Hunter that I was like, bro, I'm gonna give you the Fight of the Year. And like I was just bullshitting, like I don't ever know what I'm saying, I'd just be saying things. And but I was told him, I was like, if you guys put us on the main card, because I wasn't originally slated for the main card of that, I was like, I'll give you Fight of the Year. And then it turned out to be really good. But I just fought so dumb, and then I did so much reckless stuff, and it was a fun fight, and I did some fun things, but it's like I really wish I just cleaned up a lot of things and really showed out what I could do.
Was I correct in reading your take this way? It sounded to me in the presser that you were saying you thought Manel deserved the next shot and not Pantoja. Am I right or wrong on that?
No, I think Pantoja deserves the next shot. I think
Okay.
Pantoja was just the lead of the league. I just thought that he shouldn't have got skipped over after he beat me, if I'm being honest.
Okay. Were you surprised he beat Horiguchi?
No.
No, okay.
But kind of like, bro, Horiguchi's so good, and it's like, but Manel Cape has that power, He has the power to change a fight like that, and he did.
What are they saying as far as your recovery? You say November. Is that doable? That's in like 4 months.
I have no clue, bro. The surgery happened. Like I went in and like I was complaining to the UFC, bro. I don't think I have a high pain tolerance or anything, but on like Sunday, I'm like, bro, something's wrong with my foot. Like I don't know what it is, but like I'm hurting really bad. And then they let me go in on Monday. They checked me, and then on Tuesday I had surgery. So I didn't really ask much questions. I was just like, should I even do this surgery? I was trying to get out of the surgery, and then the surgery was the next day. So pretty much got put under and then asked all the questions afterwards. So I think I only got like a couple, like 6 weeks, but I'm not 100% sure because I was pretty drug induced when I was asking questions.
Okay. I did see, I think it's your girlfriend painting your cast.
Yeah.
That's impressive with I think Lennox on it, right? Was I right about that?
Well, my cast was originally white. She painted it all red.
Wow.
I don't know why they put me in a white cast. I'm such a disaster. I'm up here walking in the grass and stuff. So yeah, I'm glad she painted it red so I don't look so dingy. And yeah, she put Lennox on it.
That's all freehand like that? The letters?
Yeah, she did good, huh?
Yes, man.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Engineer, painter, you really nailed it. You
I know.
did a good job, Brandon.
I'm in her Airbnb right now. She runs an Airbnb, so I'm sitting in the Airbnb while the HVAC dude's fixing the AC right now. She's really like an entrepreneur, bro. I really nailed it when it came to life partners.
Well done. Well, I'm very happy for you. Congratulations on the win. Well done. What a fight. Honestly, what an amazing fight.
Before we head out, I just want to thank you for the Fighter Award. Dude, your speech at the Fighter Award thing was sick, bro. Fighters first, bro. You've always done a great job representing us. And, bro, that speech was sick, bro. I had such a good time. It lit a fire under me. And, like, I was falling asleep through halfway of it. And then you said that. And I was like, all right, let's go, bro. And it's like, yeah, you killed it, bro. So congratulations on the award. And then also just thank you for all you do for us, man. It's amazing.
Thank you. That means the world to me. I really appreciate that. And thank you for what you do. I want to give a shout out to your charity as well. I saw you, what's the name? Something Gangsters, something with gangsters, right?
Oh, yeah. Real Gangsters is a brand I'm sponsored by, but they do an amazing job at pulling kids off the streets and signing them up for martial arts and stuff. Real Gangsters, they have like jiu-jitsu stuff, boxing stuff, and all the above. So yeah, shout out to them. That's just a sponsor. That's the Denver Dream Center that I'm at, where we work with kids. And then on August 16th, we're doing a back to school charity event. It's just me and like a few of like the guys that are a few of my friends. We do a back to school thing for like the last 4 years, and yeah, hopefully get a good turnout and stuff.
And where is it? Is it in Denver?
Yeah, it's in South Denver.
Love
so
it.
In South Denver, we do like a back to school. We'll give kids free haircuts and all the above, and give them backpacks and stuff. So
wow.
Yeah.
Love that. And I saw you talking about it on your Instagram. So if anyone's watching this and they're in the area and want to go check out or support, check out Brandon's Instagram. Well done, man. In fighting and in life, you're doing amazing things. Very happy for you. Get well soon. And if we don't talk beforehand, good luck with the baby. I hope everything goes smoothly, everyone's healthy, and you get to enjoy fatherhood from the very beginning. Enjoy all these steps. It'll change your life for the best, honestly. So
heck yeah, bro.
Enjoy it all.
Thank you for everything, bro.
All right, take care. There he is, Brandon Royval, kind enough to join us on this Tuesday afternoon after that massive win over Lone'er Kavanagh. What a performance that was, and life is good for him. 2 tough losses against the very best, the current champion and number 1, number 2 contender, back on track against a young stud in Lone'er Kavanagh. So let's see where he goes from there. Still to come, Dustin Poirier, and I can tell you that at 4 o'clock, Ryan Garcia is going to join us. And so I'm told he is in fact going to join us. And I'm looking forward to that because, of course, on the 12th of September, he is going to be fighting Conor Benn, defending his WBC welterweight title. I look forward to that fight very much, and I look forward to the chat with him very much. For now, though, let us speak to one of my favorite people in the history of combat sports. I say it every time he comes on, but I always feel like I have to preface my introduction with the fact that back in 2001, I was a lowly student at Syracuse University. I send an email to, I believe, brucebuffer.tv, if my memory serves me correct. He writes me back. He's my first ever guest from the world of combat sports on the Main Event Sports Show on werw.syr.edu. And I think it's all worked out for him because I saw him at the World Cup final on Sunday. I even saw him at the World Cup semifinal as well. Everyone wants to be in the Bruce Buffer business. He's kind enough to join us right here now to talk about all the exciting things going on in his life. There he is. Hello, Bruce. How are you?
Oh, Ariel, you're amazing. I'm great. Thank you so much. Appreciate the intro. And for the record, it's info@brucebuffer.com if anybody wants anything.
Okay, there it is. There's the contact. Congratulations, Bruce. I love, as I said to you, we we appreciate and have come to just sort of expect you at all the big fights, MMA fights, UFC fights. But then to see you on these mega stages like the World Cup finals, semifinal, and everywhere else that you pop up, it like I feel my heart swells. It's like, that's our guy. Look at him on the biggest of stages. How did this come about for you and your brother Michael to be a part of all these great matches with the FIFA World Cup that just concluded on Sunday?
Oh, thanks again, Ariel. It was an amazing experience, a memorable experience, a humbling experience, and an honor, a true honor to be on the biggest sporting event in the world. There's nothing bigger. It's 10 plus times bigger than the Super Bowl. It's over 1 billion people, reportedly as many as 2.5 billion or more people watch this around the world. So the way it started is last year they contacted me, FIFA, and they wanted me, they honored me, wanted to do a deal with me to come out and announce the finals of last year, the final game. I couldn't do it because I had a very big numbered UFC event, or as we used to call them, pay-per-view event.
Yes.
And, the only time I ever missed one was when I had COVID that one time from the Abu Dhabi show. And, I'm not going to miss that. So I couldn't do it. So I said, look, how about I manage my brother Michael, the legendary Michael Buffer. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's put him on the FIFA field. So we did last year. And it went great. So then they came back to me and said, look, Bruce, we need you for the World Cup. We want you to announce the final, and we want you to do the semifinals, and we want to do videos of you where we'll play at the quarterfinals leading up to the semifinal when you walk out in Dallas. And I said, well, how about, when I brought up the idea of Michael and I doing it together, and they loved it. So Michael did one semifinal in Atlanta. I did the semifinal in Dallas. We both went in the studio, filmed videos of each of us that played at the quarterfinals, which, Ariel, it's like the first time in Rio de Janeiro in 2003 or so, when I came out and I did the It's Time, and I'm always focused on the fighter. I don't listen to the audience. And Stitch Duran told me when I got out of the octagon, he goes, Buff, did you hear that? I go, what? He said, the entire stadium said it's time with you. And I go, oh my God. And then, Ariel, when they played it at FIFA, I couldn't believe it. It's like 80,000, 70,000 people erupting with It's Time. And they put It's Time on the Chiron screens, flashing around the arena. It's just, what a magnificent bucket list experience. And then to be there at the finals with my brother Michael and have what, I kiddingly call the buff off, right? And, Michael does his thing, I do my thing. He goes into the rumble and I end with It's Time. And great way to set it off. I will say one thing though, the Fox commentators,
yes,
they love talking over you.
What was up with that? I was very upset. About this, Bruce.
You're not the only one. And I'm not saying for me, okay, I'm doing my job. I always say the show's not about me. I go there to enhance the moment for everybody. But the press coverage you got, commentators, be quiet. But still you could hear us. And, being part of the live event and then being shown on TV around the world. And there were other countries showing it outside the Fox network where they did show it. And the commentators don't say a word, because that moment, the reason FIFA brings us in is to enhance that moment for the fighters. Listen to me. For the fans, well, they did fight a little bit. For the fans and for the players, and that's what it's all about. It's I always say, Ariel, it's not show business, it's show biz. Let the entertainment play. But I'm happy, no complaints.
Is there a moment, Bruce, there when you're like, this is the pinnacle of sport, as you said, the most watched sporting event, all this stuff. Like, look at this. What look at my life. Now you were just at the White House. Like you probably have pinch me moments every month, but like this is. I don't want to say it's validation, but when it transcends the fighting world, that's a big freaking deal. And so, did you have that moment on Sunday?
Absolutely, without question. Absolutely, I had to sort of. If you ever noticed me before I announced the main event in the octagon, I put my head down and I get into a space, what I call the buffer zone or whatever, before I go. And it's basically what I do at that moment is I'm thinking about the loved ones I have in my life that passed and how they're watching from me down from above, and how the fact I'm so honored and humbled and proud to have this moment to do what I'm about to do and let it fly. Because every time I go out there, it's my first night. I have to prove to the fans, the world, Dana White, the fighters, that I deserve to be here. And I had that moment on Sunday there at the World Cup a few minutes before we went out and realized, oh my God, 30 plus years, all the amazing events that I've been able to be part of, including my beloved UFC, now culminates into this moment where it's the biggest sporting event and the biggest sports stage in the world, as witnessed by the people that went to watch it, the people that performed at halftime. And I'm part of this. wow, this is amazing. So probably one of the greatest moments in my life and as far as in my career.
Wow.
Along with every time I step in my beloved octagon to announce these amazing warriors, the Octagon Warriors. Yeah, words can't say, Ariel. The hair stands up on my arm when I go into my thing. The moment that passion wanes, the moment that doesn't happen, the moment I think I'm phoning it in is the moment I say, bye, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Well, hopefully that's not happening anytime soon. Is that one of the few times, Bruce, that you and your brother performed at the same time? I don't recall many instances where we've seen you guys together.
Well, I've been managing his career since I met him.
Of course.
4 years, or now over 30 years. And we have done corporate events together. And of course, I did some undercards on HBO boxing when he was back there. But that's not the same thing. As far as this side by side, head to head, whatever you want to call it, only one other time, and that was the Formula One in Las Vegas 2 years ago.
Wow.
Which I had already announced 2 years in a row. And then I thought, what a great idea for us to announce it together. And they went with the idea and we did it.
Wow. And so what is that like for you to be, your brother had a head start, and we know about the story about you guys meeting and then you're managing him, but now you're on the same level here, and this is not a competition, but as far as like you're omnipresent these days, and the UFC is so popular with the youngsters and whatnot. Here you guys are together. It's amazing. It's surreal to see you side by side because we often don't get to see this. What is it like for you to not be there as Michael's brother or manager, but as his contemporary?
Amazing. Loved it. We both loved it. We both thought it was incredible. It's Michael is the legendary greatest sport announcer in the world, in my opinion. And our styles are different. One writer said it perfectly. He said, Michael's like a fine bottle of Bordeaux and I'm like a shot of Jack Daniels. And I love that way because, our energies are different and all. And we play off each other. There's no jealousy. There's no competition. There's no ego. It's like, hey, we're both happy to be here. Let's let it fly. Let's do this,
Did you enjoy the game?
Yes, I did. I mean, I know Argentina, basically they didn't get the kicks in or whatever, but personally, I enjoyed it. It was a go for back and forth. That second half and the overtime especially. And again, being down on the field, I introduced the halftime, which was not for TV. It was for the 80,000+ people in attendance. They put me on to introduce the halftime, Shakira and Madonna and everything. So I got to stay down on the field and watch that. That was, an incredible experience. And I go back up in the suite they had me in. And it ends walking like Tom Cruise and Shakira, and we're all hanging out together. And it's like, this is really a fun day.
Look at you, Bruce, here. Tom Cruise giving you the point. You're up there with Shakira, who's like, the face of the World Cup, had the official theme song, David Beckham as well. Which one was the most exciting? Which one made you feel like a little kid?
I don't get starstruck easily because of my experiences and where I grew up in my life. But I will say that meeting Tom Cruise was very cool. He's so down to earth. He's so humble. I'm a big fan. I've always enjoyed his work. And then the funny thing is, I went into the restroom real quick and I ran into Beckham in the restroom, but we all know the man law there. And then he was in the suite next to me and we took a picture together, which you got.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Are you going to be doing more stuff for FIFA, or is it just for the World Cup now? And let's see where it takes us.
The world is that they kiddingly called me the voice of FIFA. So I understand they're going to be calling me back next year to do. It's going to be an ongoing relationship unless things change.
Wow, look at this. Yeah. This is amazing. I love this. From the White House to the World Cup final, what a stretch for you. In between, you do a Conor McGregor fight, that massive international. So this is an amazing stretch. Are you tired? Do you need a little bit of a break? It's a lot of traveling for you.
It's a lot of traveling, and I always say the hardest thing about this job, being a road warrior for the UFC, or UFC road warrior as I call it, is the travel. Where's that Star Trek teleporting machine? When's it going to happen in my lifetime?
Yeah.
It'd take me a day to recover. I get back. I landed yesterday at 11:30. I immediately went into a 2-hour workout at 2:00 to, get my blood flowing and everything that I normally do each week. And I'm back. Got a good night's sleep last night. Now I'm ready to rock and roll, but I don't have an event this weekend. Next week there is Abu Dhabi. I will not be there. And then I will be doing Serbia. UFC Serbia, brand new country.
Yeah.
Then on to Vegas Apex and on to my hometown in Philadelphia for the big pay-per-view in Philadelphia. and then I've got a few weeks off, and I plan on taking some me time.
Okay. Can I ask, when you're doing Apex as opposed to a 18,000 seat arena or 80,000 seat stadium, is there a different sort of method to the way you speak, you inflect, all that? Because there's less people there, or is it the same no matter where you are?
I'm always loosening up and doing my thing to get into my mode, no matter where I'm at. But yes, there is a difference, because at the Apex, let's say maybe there's, I don't know, 300-400 people at best. So you have to adapt to the arena. Obviously, when you're in an arena with 20,000 people or a stadium with 80,000 people, but related to the UFC, the energy I get off the crowd and what I can bring back is more tantamount than what it is in the Apex. So I measure it and mold it to what is best for the Apex, still bringing the energy, still, giving all I can to the fighters to honor their, what they're going to do and put their blood, sweat, and tears on the octagon floor for our entertainment. But yes, there is a difference, but I still got to make it exciting. So I walk out and I try to make it sound like there's 10,000 people in the audience when there's only a few hundred.
Okay. I felt like you were sharing a few special moments with Conor McGregor before the fight, after the fight. Can you tell me about those?
Well, Conor walked in, and, of course, I saw him when he walked in the octagon, and then, I gave him, and of course, Holloway, every bit of energy I could to announce this event that we've all been looking forward to for months and months and months. And unfortunately and tragically, it ended the way it did. And Conor and we've known each other for years. The first time I met him was when he was like 19 years old at the first UFC we did in Dublin. When he walked up to me, and I had no idea who he was, and he goes, "My name is Conor McGregor. I'm going to be champion someday. Remember it," right? So that kind of intestinal fortitude, just like when I met Patty when he was very young, and they carry it into their future, is amazing. So I have a lot of history with Conor, and I hated to see that happen. And when I got face to face with him, I put my hand on his shoulder to just say, "Are you okay?" And he came in and hugged me and put his head on my shoulder, and we had that moment together, which was caught in an amazing picture that I noticed has been gone pretty viral. That was a moment between us, and it was what it was. There you go.
Yeah, you don't see that often. I haven't seen, like, it felt to me like you were his father figure in that moment, just trying to console. He was looking for anyone to console him, and he trusted you to do that. That's the ultimate respect.
Yes, it is. It is. And I'm honored by it. And I just hope that Conor heals 100%, heals safe. If he comes back to fight, well, more power to him to fulfill his contract. If he doesn't come back and fight, more power to him too. Just, lead a healthy, wonderful life and be as good as you can be to everybody around him and do good for the world, But it's Conor's world. Whatever Conor wants, he's going to get. But this is a long time coming back from this injury, as you know.
Right.
It's going to be at least. Definitely.
On the flip side of that, I also saw you share a lot of happiness with Paddy Pimblett. I felt like you were kind of blown away by that performance. What were you feeling there? I saw you in the back with him.
Yeah, I was. I mean, Paddy, he took a beating his last fight. He comes out here and he pulls off a submission that blew everybody away. Every black belt jiu-jitsu practitioner, teacher, fight trainer, Joe Rogan, who knows jiu-jitsu in and out and the fight game in and out. It blew us all away. It was an amazing performance. I did not expect Poirier to go out so quickly in that fashion, as none of us did. So, he was elated. Paddy, I always say it's not how you perform in the octagon. My respect to you. I like role models. It's not just how you perform in the octagon. It's how you perform when you're interviewed. It's how you act outside the octagon, in your life outside the octagon. And Paddy's a very likable individual, a very likable figure, a very big fan favorite, probably one of the top faces of the, fighters in the UFC right now. This was a very crazy moment. And when I saw him in the back, I had to share it with him. And, he's downing his pizza and having a good time. And, I put that little video out, and people, I could tell just by the millions of views, people are just loving Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett's he's hit the marquee, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think he's one of the top 5 or even 3 biggest stars and faces in the UFC. Are there people?
Without question, because he also brings the international audience.
Yes,
huge.
And that entrance was incredible, right? The music, the dancing.
He goes down as one of the best entrances in history of UFC.
Which is your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
It's hard, Ariel. So I asked him about the favorite fight and favorite fighter. I can only tell you examples thereof, you know?
Yeah.
And he is one of my favorites, yes. The entry-wise, absolutely goes down as one of the favorites, no question.
Has there been a person where you were like, man, I just love the way he or she reacts to my, my intros? Like, oh, this person's on the card. I can't wait for this one. I love this one. Gives me the energy back. It's so much fun. Do you have favorites in that regard?
Yeah, Maverick was always good.
Yeah.
Chiesa.
Yeah.
He always wants to bring the energy, and he tells me like a week before he'll see me, he's just, Buff, come on, give it to me, give it to me. And I know he's going to enjoy that. I never instigate a fist bump. I never ask them to come out to me. Like I said, the show's not about me. It's about the fighters, right? And the entertainment for the fans. But there's certain fighters I know that are going to come at me. Gian Silva, right? He comes out. Another favorite for me is Ian Machado Gary. Although he headbutts me once in a while when he takes my head. But that's okay.
Does he actually connect?
Yes.
Wow.
He connects.
Wow.
Yeah. And some of the guys, when they throw the fist bump, I'll pop it out there and wouldn't want to get hit by some of these heavyweights, Ariel. I'll tell you that much less a welterweight, much less a lightweight.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell that Justin Gaethje is the hardest hitting. I think I read where he has bigger bones than most fighters, his bone density. Yeah, I think that's true.
What about when it's the guys who are stoic? Pereira, Yuri, when you're giving them that energy and they're just transfixed on each other, they're unflappable. How do you respond to that?
Well, I'm always looking into the eye of the tiger, as I say when I'm announcing, right? This is why I block out the audience. I don't really hear them say it's time with me and stuff. I'm all focused on the fighter. I respect their lane. I respect what they're going to do. And I'm not about to, again, make that show about me, like trying to get in their space. I will always be about 4 feet away or so, give or take. By the time I walk over, I don't know what I'm going to do till I do it. But you know me, I don't stand still in center like most announcers. I've got to move. I've got to release my passion, that tiger within me, to announce them. So I just basically give it to them, not taking my eyes off their eyes. And it's actually a very, very cool moment when you realize how intense this fighter is before he's going to walk out and go to war. Pereira being one of them. No question. No question.
Okay, so White House. You're at the freaking White House, Bruce. I mean, you were 30 years ago. You guys are in random places in Alabama, Louisiana, Puerto Rico, and now you're at the White House. Tell me about this experience. What was a moment, a backstage, an interaction, something that you were like, I can't believe I'm about to call a fight at the White House?
All politics aside.
Yes, of course.
I'm not really big on mixing politics with sports. It's about the sport. It's about everything. It was a true honor to be on the White House grounds, to feel the history of everything around me. When we went to rehearsal earlier the day before, Joe, Rogan and I and John, Anik and Megan and just, we're in the octagon. I think all of us are blown away by the fact that we're actually going to have a show on the White House grounds. And then the band, the Marine band, when I was walking out, the conductor called me over to say hi to them, and they all stood up. And I thought, my God, this is such an honor. And then to meet all the military, the veterans, the responders, the police that were there, and to give them and honor them, with everything we could, was very, very memorable to me. Very, very memorable. And then right before the show, when they sang the Star Spangled Banner, which has never been done at a UFC before, and I always mouth the Star Spangled Banner, hand over my heart, and sing it with it because I'm very, very proud, very, very proud of our country. I always have been, and I always will be. And then the jets flew over, and one of the UFC videographers caught that moment. But I could tell when I watched the video of that moment, it's like, wow, that's when it really hit me, Ariel. When those jets came over and flew over, and here's the White House, and right before I walked out and announced the first event, it was a wow moment. It was another bucket list wow moment, and I'm so lucky and humbled by the fact that I get to experience these moments. I always tell you, I'll always be the first to cash the paycheck on a Monday at the bank, but it's not about the paycheck.
Right.
Of course it is. It's about that moment. It's about these experiences that I'll remember the rest of my life.
Feels like it makes you a little bit emotional when you're looking back on it.
Yeah. I'm Italian. I got some emotion. You know that. I have the mark of a man is a man that can show his emotions, right? I mean, let it fly. I mean, be real.
Yes. Amen. Love the suit as well. Very unique. Was there some gold in that suit? What's going on here? This is incredible.
Yeah. That suit is by my amazing exclusive tailors, King and Bay out of Toronto, Canada. On Instagram, just go to My King and Bay. And they made it special. The interior, you can see the lining. The lining they do is incredible. The pants, the pinstripes in the pants are actual real 24 karat gold.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the suit itself. Now, people are like, why didn't you come out red, white, and blue tie? You know, that's not me. Okay. Yeah. That's the American flag. And I don't want to, do anything with that other than the lining that they did. But I thought that was a very, as they did too, very classy, fancy way to show the patriotic event at hand with the stars and stripes.
So a tux like that, a suit like that, you ever wear that again, or is that a one and done?
I will wear it again in the Octagon, maybe a year from now.
Okay.
But Fanatics offered me a bundle of money for it, sight unseen.
Oh.
Before I even wore it, because they wanted to cut and put it on cars. I said, no, I'm going to keep it.
Oh.
That tux I could auction off for charity in the future, but I won't do that. I'm going to save it for myself. I've only done that about 13 times. Ariel, the cool thing about the King and Bay jackets that they make, honestly, if I want to put on a pair of black jeans and a white t-shirt and put that jacket on and go out, it would look good.
Okay.
Or dress up to the nines for an event. I'll save it. The World Cup jacket I just wore on Sunday.
Yeah.
They made special too. The interior of that was amazing. Now, the White House, one last thing. The response to that was so strong that King and Bay is making up to, I think, 39 replicas. They've never done this before. And the people that buy them, I sign a swatch so you have my signature inside. And they've moved a number of those already to people that, wanted to have the same outfit, the pants and the jacket. And I think they're doing that for like $13,000 or something, which,
wow,
a lot of money, but
yeah.
I understand I understand that suit alone cost King and Bay well over $6,000 just to make.
Damn.
Yeah.
Where do you keep all these suits?
I've got the closet.
Okay.
I think as the saying goes, I need a bigger boat. I think I need a bigger closet.
Yeah. At this point. How many do you have?
I'm not sure exactly, Ariel, but I'd say it's probably 90 to 100.
Wow. And how often are you wearing them more than twice?
They go to the back of the closet, right? And then as I pull them out, they work their way forward, and you might see me wear it again like next year.
Okay.
Depending. I like to wear an event, like if I go to Canada, I want to wear like a red top thing. If I go to Ireland, I want to have one of the green styles. I try to honor the country that I'm in as best I can, or just pick one that I think fits it. Like when I went to Baku and I wore the white dinner jacket, the James Bond style white dinner jacket. That's very Baku-ish or Abu Dhabi-ish, perfect for that area.
Yes.
And by the way, for those of you out there that have fashion sense, you only wear white jackets from May to September.
That's
not
it.
after that.
Not after Labor Day, right?
Not after Labor Day.
That's it. Why is that, by the way? What's the history behind that?
I really don't know. Sometimes it's like, well, they say, well, who the hell is they? I don't know. But it seems to be the standard. So even my brother Michael, who's a real fashionista, he goes by that very strongly.
I remember being at UFC 134 in Rio, the big return to Brazil way back when, Anderson Silva, Yushin Okami. And that was the time, and it's still pretty early days, I believe off the top of my head, that was 2011, 2012. And I was like, they were saying everything with you. Everything, the whole intro before the main event and all that. And that's when it hit me like, wow, this sport is really global. It's crazy. Because by then, it's most of the events were US and Canada, North America, the odd Europe event. Here we are in Brazil. Is there an audience that I know you say you're locked in, but one country, one venue where you're like, these guys, man, they give it back to me?
Well, first off, the event you mentioned, 2012, that's the one I was referring to earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
When they came back. Yeah, that's when I knew its time had legs and was going somewhere. But now they're saying other words with me that I say, and it's carried over into Montreal and England. But to answer your question, it's hard. Every country has its own flavor, right? Australia, amazing. The arena in London that we go to all the time, the O2.
The O2, yeah.
Amazing. I mean, you put 20,000 Englishmen fans and fans from Europe in that stadium, and they sound like 100,000. The energy that they give out is incredible. Brazil has, you already explained about Brazil, but Australia, and again, when we're in Canada, like a big arena in Montreal or Toronto, it's amazing energy. It's a little bit different, but it's just amazing. And I can't say that one is better than the other. They're all very, very unique. Just like walking out at, the House of Champions, the Arena Champions at Madison Square Garden, right? They go ballistic there. So all good. The only one time it ever bothers me is when the audience boos. And I'm like, it just really bothers me because it's like they're training, they're fighting. There's no reason to boo here. But maybe, the UFC and the fighters have created such a high level of energy and expectation that when it goes below a certain level, it's like, but that doesn't happen that often. When it happens, I'm like, come on, guys, calm down. Calm down.
I'm curious, Bruce, about how hard you are on yourself. We're human. Sometimes we slip up, make mistakes. I think I'm way too hard on myself, but I can't shake it. If I slip up, especially when I'm doing a broadcast, you get 45 seconds, you have to do a report, an interview or something, and I stumble or ask the wrong thing, I will fixate on this. It will stew. I hate that. I can't brush it off. Are you like that? Are you not like that? Are you able to move on? You rarely make any kind of error, but we are all human. And with you, you do something and it's not the perfection that people are used to, it starts to get passed around. People are posting it, and so then it's in your face, I would imagine, because of the algorithm. How do you deal with that?
I'm a perfectionist like you. I'm my own worst critic, like you. And I'll beat myself up for that minute, like you. It's kind of like my dad always said, win like you're used to it, lose like it doesn't bother you. If I'm in a big poker hand and I lose, okay, ouch, but move on, get it back. Okay, I'm out there doing my thing in the octagon, and I guess one of the few mistakes I've made, when I make them, I make a good one a couple of times. But, I work over it and move on, and then sit down and beat myself up, obviously to the level I do. But it's like, hey, I'm human, like anybody else. And you got to learn from it and get better from it. And but it's never something you're completely happy with, of course. And that feeling, Ariel.
Yeah,
definitely.
Can I ask?
And then when people bring it up or they they post about it, listen, all the keyboard warriors, along with all the great fans out there, they can say what they want. J. Paul Getty said one thing a long time ago. He said, "Say whatever you want about me, just spell my name correctly." And in this business, you got to have a thick skin. You let things bounce off you. Why? Okay, I made a mistake, right? You learn from that. You go forward. And you become better. And that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, and let's be honest. I mean, it's like the ratio of love to quote unquote hate that you get, I would say, is like 95 to 5. So at least from my perspective, it may be different for you because
it's very little. It's very little. And I don't take offense to it. People have a right to say whatever they want. Some people are a little nastier than others. Okay, tell me to my face, don't write it down.
Yeah. Is there one though that nags at you that you're like, man, I wish I could get that one back?
The one time I announced the wrong winner, or I think I did that actually twice in my career, because that moment, I never want to ruin or taint a moment for an octagon warrior who's trained so hard and gone through so much in their life. I want to make that the most memorable moment I can for them. And it works two ways. It's like, A, the person that won the fight that should have grabbed it. And then, of course, when I had to say it again, I gave it to him. But at the same time, the person that didn't win the fight, who thought they won for that brief second, I'm like, ouch. I don't want to do that to anybody, right? I don't want to hurt anybody's moment. I just want to make it the biggest, most memorable bucket list moment in their lives until the next moment supersedes that.
What happens there? Do you read the scorecard wrong? What's going on?
It's happened where I've gotten the scorecard that was written wrong by the commission.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not going to say any particular because
Sure.
I don't want to point any fingers. And then in one instance, it happened where I had so much going on at my desk, and they were in my ear for the next fight, and I'm adjusting something, and the fight ended really quick. And I'm sorry, I forget the fighters, but they each had like red beards, and I came in, and it was my mistake. I announced the wrong fighter, right? And then I corrected that one.
It becomes
Anthony Johnson. I think Anthony Johnson. That was my mistake.
Okay.
At that moment, yeah, and I take full credit for it, full blame credit.
But like by the end of the night, are you over it, or are you sitting there stewing over it?
No, like I said, win like you used to, lose like it doesn't bother you. Am I over it? You never get over it, Ariel.
Yeah.
You think about it, go.
I know.
Because you never really get over it, but you get over it.
Yeah.
Because why? You've got a job to do, right? You're a professional. You're one of the greatest professionals at what you do. And you know that you've got to go on. And you can't sit there and just keep living and living. It's going to affect your current and future performance. There's a saying, don't live in the past, live in the moment, look forward to the future.
Mm-hmm. Amen. You're always in incredible shape, always take good care of your health, everything like that. As you get up there and your voice, I mean, you're working your voice and you're doing more events than ever. Are there things you are doing Monday through Friday to work on the voice, to not let it get sore? Like, what do you have to do as time goes on, right? Father Time undefeated. Are there things that you could do for the voice, for the lungs, for the throat?
Stay healthy. Don't abuse it. Don't smoke. Don't do anything to abuse the throat. I don't rehearse as a rule, because there's rehearsal voice and there's the organic, real voice. The only time I'm rehearsing is when I'm writing my cards. I'm absorbing it, because if you notice, I rarely look at my cards, only when I have to, and I can see the card from any angle I'm holding it from. At night of show, I've got good honey on the table. I should be a spokesperson for Hall's Mentholyptus or Ricola, because I keep my throat lubricated with the honey, and I drink a lot of water. Just hydrate. Just take care of yourself. Don't abuse yourself. And it's a tool. It's a muscle like anything else. Ask yourself how a singer does 5-6 nights of 1 and 2 performances a night for an hour and a half each. They bring it from here. They don't bring it from here, which I used to do when I started. So the muscle gets stronger, and I'm good to go. I'll do 2 shows in a night.
That move that you do where you're like holding the cards up here and you're able to read it and then drop it and keep going, like that is almost as impressive as the pipes. Like, I don't know how you're able to look that smoothly and then you like throw it behind you like that. You know the move I'm talking about. Smooth as hell.
You mean the it's time move? It's just, it's up there, and I might look like I'm looking at it, but I've already got it in my head. I'll tell you when I have to look at the card, Ariel, is when I have to say the sponsors, and I've got to, it's business, I know, but people say, "Oh, Buffer, stop saying so many." It's not up to me. I have to say the sponsors. They're paying millions of dollars, and the UFC instructs me to do so. But yeah, the card's up there, and I can glance at it. A card could be down there. I can just go like that, and I can see it. If you notice my cards, I color code them, I highlight them, and most people can't even read them the way I do them, but it works for me. And then I give the little ninja star throw behind, because I don't want to do this. Right?
Yeah.
This is action. This is energy. I got no time for this. Pop it right behind my back.
I love it. Can I ask, you and your brother are the gold standard, the greatest of all time. Do you look at the competition? Do you look at the youngsters? Do you look at who's coming up? Do you pay attention to these things?
I don't really pay attention to it unless I happen to be watching a fight and see it, or somebody sends me a video of somebody. They used to always try to, emulate Michael, and I notice, and I guess flattery is the height of, rather imitation is the height of flattery. And I see them trying to do some of the stuff I do, because I started doing things that other announcers didn't do, and it just came natural. It's not so much purposeful as natural and organic. Here's the thing. I wish and wish success to everybody who has the want and the will and the dream to grab a microphone and go and announce a fight or any other sport. I wish them all the best. And just handle yourself with class. And what I tell everybody is, don't copy, learn from other people, but develop your own style. You're not going to get recognized for being like somebody else. You're going to get recognized for your own style. And there's announcers out there, and they do an excellent job, a very good job. But we're different. And that's just the way it is. I mean, Big Mo does an excellent job on the Netflix fights. And I think I saw him on your show, and he was saying how, he learned from watching Michael and watching me, which was a complete compliment I was honored by. So I wish everybody success. Absolutely. If you're coming for my job, like I've said before, bring it, go, give it your all. I wish you.
Well, I'm really happy that you mentioned Big Mo because I've gotten a chance to work with him a few times, and I'm really impressed with him. I'm really, really impressed with him. Not just the way he conducts himself on camera, but very humble, great to work with behind the scenes. Reminds me a lot of you. Doesn't, think he's better than anyone, but is a towering presence, and I feel like he is the future. He's just in his late 20s at this point, former football player, and I think he's doing a phenomenal job. So I was going to ask you what you thought of Big Mo, if you were familiar with him, and it sounds like you have seen him.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him. I've watched the events, and you're doing a great job that you do. I'm so proud of you, Ariel.
Thank you.
Seriously. Come on, watching where you've come in life.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
I dream of those extra zeros on your paycheck, baby. I love it.
Right. Yeah, right.
So, Big Mo, no, he does an excellent job. I can tell there's a humbleness to him there, as well as the showbiz thing where, he walks with the swagger.
Yeah.
I know I walk with a bit of a swagger. It's just the way I am, but I'm not conceited. It's not about, here I am, look at me. I'm doing my job. I'm providing entertainment, and I love what I do. And it looks like that Big Mo loves what he does. And I get the impression that he's humble. I get the impression he's polite to everybody, like I am. I treat people the way I want to be treated. I treat everybody with respect, unless you disrespect me. Or do something disrespectful. And he seems to be the same. And that's the kind of attitude that is going to help him become as successful as he will be in the future. And I believe that for anybody in this business, right? There's a way to handle it. And people will remember you because you were good to the people around you. I have a 3-foot theory, Ariel. I want everybody around me to be successful and to be happy, right? And I try to exude that. And I will help feed that. I always enjoy doing my motivational speeches, which I do and I've done for years, because I want people to succeed. Remember, success breeds competition, and competition breeds success, and that's just the way life is.
I echo everything that you said there, and love to hear you say those nice words about Big Mo, who I think is doing a great job. Tell me about It's Time Sports Cards in Agora Hills. My kids and I are very much into the trading cards these days, and I saw some photos of your shop. This place looks amazing. This place looks unbelievable. Where, I don't even know where, am I saying Agora Hills correctly, or is that wrong?
Yes.
Okay, where is that in relation to LA?
Okay, it's basically about 30 minutes outside of downtown Los Angeles, right about 40 minutes from the beach. It's in the valley, as we call it, and Agora Hills is over the hill from Malibu. It's right on the 101 freeway on Dune Canyon Road. The building is 8,000 square feet. It's right on the freeway. You can see the signage, everything. As you see right there, that's the Pokemon room with the Pokemon cards, the Magic cards, the one Magic card, all these different things, plus comic books and all that. The other room is sports cards, Fanatics, UFC cards, vintage cars. That's the front room with all the sports cars and everything. 8,000 square feet. The third room is a 200 capacity room with about 10 TVs, and we put it in a $65,000 golf and sports simulator. You can play all your sports. There's a quarter basketball court with Nerf basketballs to play. We've got murals all over of, myself, Tiger, Kobe, Shotani is, pictured on the wall there, amongst others. Parents are bringing their kids in, and parents are coming themselves, and they're spending 2-3 hours there. There's ripping tables, ripping rooms where you can rip open, where you can trade back and forth. I've got a VIP room upstairs for the big trades, and which happen all the time. And I'm very proud to say it's a huge success. Fanatics loves it, and we're a key distributor for Fanatics and for Pokemon. And if you go to itstimecards.com, you can check out the video. You can order, online. We have a large online business and streamers on Whatnot. We stream on Whatnot for ripping and selling cards. And then going inside. We had to close it down 2 weeks ago for Kourtney Kardashian and her family. They came in for 3 hours to shop and film some videos of one of their products. A lot of Rams football players. I can go on and on and on. We're in our third year sales expectation of sales. It's just taken off.
Okay, I was going to ask, how old?
I'm going to be franchising it. I'm going to be opening up other ones.
Okay, I love this. And this is yours, or you have other people that you're working on it with?
Oh, absolutely. I'm too busy to be doing this 24/7. But my partner O'Day is incredible. He and his family own and run 102 Domino's pizza stores, 3 Ace Hardware stores. He knows how to franchise.
Okay.
But he's a huge collector. And I met his cousin at a poker. I was in a poker game I was playing on YouTube for Hustler. And it came up about my love for sports cars and my love of pizza. And originally I thought we'd create the It's Time pizza. You know, if it's not there in 45 minutes, it's free, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we met and he said, Bruce, this will take 5 years to get off the ground. It's a great idea, but I have a better idea. And he brought up the idea that we do the It's Time cards together. And he's so good at it. And we together designed this. We met in July of last year. We met, designed it. He did everything together, and it was open in November.
Damn.
Which, if you have any business sense, it's phenomenal how fast we did this. And we keep improving it and building into it. And I'm just very excited about it. It's one of my favorites, my favorite business that I have right now, because I love collecting sports cards. And again, it's comic books, it's all the stuff.
Favorite
everything
piece of memorabilia that you own? Is there one that's near and dear to the heart?
I've got the Michael Jordan rookies and all that. One of my favorite pieces is a 1954 Mickey Mantle Bowman card.
Wow.
A PSA. That's one of my favorite pieces. Other ones, I can give you a few choices. I've got an unopened 1961 Fleer wax pack, which contains the Wilt Chamberlain rookie card.
Wow.
Right? These investments have gone on and on. Unopened boxes of 86 and 87 Fleer basketball. You can imagine what that is.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. Yeah. And you'll get me talking about a bunch. I
love this stuff.
It's hard for me to pick one. I have a lot of it. I keep it in storage and, vaults. I display stuff, of course, in my home and office, but it's very valuable stuff if people have collected, if you hold on to it, it's like real estate. If you get a good one, don't sell it unless you have to. It's going to constantly go up because it's about supply and demand, especially on the vintage end. So I keep those all locked up in special storage units.
And lastly, I see you on the Cameo. You're very active on there. Give me the most unique one. I feel like people have you announce crazy things. The most unique one recently, is there any that comes to mind?
Well, like one of the most unique ones, which I always enjoy, is birth of babies, right? When people went on to the birth of their baby, it's presenting the future champion of the world weighing in, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, amazing.
People that get promoted to jobs, fantasy football, birthdays, they're all special. But I think the birth of the baby was what became the unique. And one time a church contacted me, and this was through my website, brucebuffer.com, where we take orders for videos and audios too, especially weddings. I think I told you on the last show, I get probably 20 requests a week for weddings, 10 to 20 requests per week, and I actually film or record 5 to 10 videos and audios for weddings each week for people. Walking down the aisle of love forever. Present, that kind of thing. So.
I love it.
And the thank you notes we get from the weddings, as well as the other things that my partner Kristen, who handles all of it, I get, you talk about emotional. I get a little emotional once in a while. I was like, wow. I mean, sure, they played a little coin, and I give out and I'm very charitable, but you're part of their special day. I mean, I'm making people happy makes me happy, Ariel. I like making people happy.
You're a legend. What a guy. One of one. There'll never be another Bruce Buffer. We're so lucky to have you, and I hope that this journey continues for 20, 30 years, that we see you at the 2068 World Cup. Let's keep this going. Great.
There's talk about all that, the Women's World Cup in Brazil.
Yes.
You always honor me with your words, Ariel, but like I always say, just call me Bruce. So I'm just doing what I love. Thank you so much.
When I was watching the game with my kids, I was like, I know that guy. That's my pal. He was my first guest on. They don't usually watch the fighting, so in this case, I was able to, be a little bit cool to them.
Nice promo for the UFC too.
Great promo. I hope they were happy with it. Congratulations. Congratulations, Bruce.
All good.
Well done. Thank you so much. So great to catch up with you, and continued success. All the best, and looking forward to the next one.
I might surprise you with a little football field appearance this year, and we'll just keep it at that.
Okay. I like that. All right. We'll stay tuned. Thank you, Bruce. All the best.
Thank you so much, Ariel. All the best to you, my friend.
The inimitable
that's watching.
Bruce Buffer, the incomparable Bruce Buffer, kind enough to join us on this Tuesday afternoon. What a guy. The energy, the positivity, it just oozes out of him. It just radiates. Still to come on the program. And that shop looked amazing. I need to check that out next time we're in the LA area. Still to come, Ryan Garcia is going to join us at 4 o'clock, but I'm very excited to say hello to our next guest. We keep the train rolling along from Brandon Royval to Bruce Buffer to one of our favorites who we've talked to and about for so many years, and I really appreciate him coming on this Tuesday afternoon, a very busy man. So without further ado, let us say hello to El Diamante himself, Dustin Poirier, who's kind enough to join us right here and now on the program. Hello, Dustin. How are you, my man?
What's up, Ariel?
It's good to see you again. It's really good to see you. Sometimes we say, how are you? And that's just a sort of throwaway, but I would be lying if I don't say there's meaning behind this particular how are you. And so I think a lot of people want to know, how are you, Dustin?
¿Cómo se va?
Ah, that's a good one. I like that. Français.
Ça va bien.
Ça va très bien.
Très bien. Man, I'm good, bro. Good, bro. Constantly working on myself, staying busy. And first off, I want to apologize for calling in with these wired headphones, bro. Samsung sent me these dope that work awesome earbuds, but I've been traveling, and yesterday I got caught up in the airport, had to drive 6.5 hours home from Dallas, Texas, and I don't know where they're at. They're in my backpack or they're in my luggage. I can't find them, but we made it.
We did make it, and I appreciate that. I don't know if the audio is coming from the computer or the headphones, but it sounds like you're super far away for some reason.
I don't know. It should be coming in from this.
Is it coming in from that, Frank? You might be better taking them out, unless you don't want to take them out.
No, I don't care. I can't find my good Samsung ones.
Can we try with it out?
In my office. Yeah. I'll unplug them.
Okay, let's see. We're gonna work through.
How about this?
Oh yeah, this is better. Can you just say hello to me?
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Much better, infinitely better.
All right, I'm good, man.
Okay, all right, cool. That you do the show on Mondays for Paramount, Deep Waters, I do believe it's called, right?
Yeah, Deep Waters every Monday, but we do it from Fort Lauderdale, the Paramount CBS studio they have. So I have to fly every Sunday night, sleep at a hotel on Sunday, wake up, do the show, and fly home Monday after the show. But yesterday, my flight got delayed leaving Florida. And actually, a bunch of flights got delayed. So they switched me to a different airline, and I flew to Dallas, Texas. But I was delayed just enough to miss my connection, which was the last flight coming into Lafayette, Louisiana.
Okay.
So I just rented a car in Dallas and drove 6.5 hours. Dude, I made it home at 6 a.m. this morning.
Oh, my gosh. And you're still here. You could have canceled on me.
Road warrior. Nah, bro, of course.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. But you have to fly there every week now. Is that sustainable? Is that not tiring?
I mean, it's all good. I love the guys who I do it with, and it keeps me busy. But when stuff like this happens, it really sucks. You know, this is the second time that I've had travel problems flying in and out for the show.
So I think a lot of fans are very happy to see you back in studio for the program because, you know, when you first came out after the incident that happened at the airport, we weren't sure, like, you know, I think you even expressed this as well in your first bit of media, if you would still get to do that type of work. And so it seems like all is okay, that you're still going to be an analyst and still be able to work the events?
As of right now, Gamrot's fighting at the Apex. That I was already scheduled to work the desk, I think August 8th. You know, he's got a tough fight, and Gamrot's a good buddy of mine, longtime training partner. So I'm supposed to work that one. We'll see, man. Yeah, it was all up in the air. I honestly, dude, after the whole incident, I was like, I just set on fire everything I've been working on, you know. And it's crazy, too, because Michael Tucker, him and his wife are doing my documentary coming out beginning of next year. He called me and told me during a scene that he filmed when we were riding in my car, driving around Lafayette, Louisiana, I said, how am I going to sabotage myself? How am I going to get in my own way? He's like, I felt it coming. And he called me and told me that. But everything's good, man. I'm working on myself day in, day out. And it's a thing that's never fixed. You know, I've been dealing with mental stuff and for years, and I've been open on your show before in the past few years about my struggles and stuff like that. But I'm doing everything I need to do. I have a great support system, and I'm good. Me and my family are good. Everything's good on my side.
When Michael told you that, was the reaction like, yeah, I know, or did it hit you like a ton of bricks? Like, did you say like, oh, subconsciously I've been saying this, but I didn't quite realize what I was doing?
Yeah, subconsciously I was saying it, and I don't even remember telling him that when we were riding in my car. But I said, according to him, I said, I wonder what I'm going to do to sabotage myself now that I'm done fighting. And partially I did, but things happen. We live, we grow. And it's something that happened that's going to change my life. I know I've said this a few times on different shows, but it's something that maybe it needed to happen. Now my daughter is never going to see me intoxicated like I saw my father. It's just breaking a family curse, and I'm going to be the one to break it. It stops here. And it's just things happen in life. And when you get past them, hindsight's always 20/20. But life is good, man.
When, the word sabotage, to me, when I think of it, it's almost like a self-inflicted thing. Do you believe it was self-inflicted, or do you believe that it's just like you were sort of unsure about where life would take you and that something would happen eventually and you were afraid of that?
I think it's subconsciously I knew without my full attention and all my energy focused on something like fighting, something that takes all of yourself, and I've said this a bunch of times, idle hands, when I have too much time on my hands, I'm a danger. I've said this for years. I drink too much. I overthink all types of things, but I got another therapy session tomorrow and things are good, bro. Life's good. I'm living, learning. It's my first time living life, and I take these things and learn from them, just like I did in my fighting career.
Have you ever done therapy before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but maybe 3 years ago, I was going pretty regularly. And then once I started to feel better, I stopped going. But that's not how this works, It's going to resurface years down the line, or things will pop up and make me feel a certain way and pull me back to that darkness. So I don't believe it's something that's ever fixed. There's no eureka moment. There's no magic pill. There's no one day you wake up and the mental hurdles are gone. It's just, it's something you have to live with and work on every day. Every single day I have to read and write and do the things that I learned through therapy that made me feel better, that helped me control my thoughts. I just got away from it. Once I started feeling well mentally, I thought I was good, and I just continued living life. But after going through the ups and downs, it's something that I realized that it's going to be a lifelong battle,
That's a really interesting sentiment, because I think we've talked about this. I too have done therapy twice, and I always get to a point where I'm like, I'm good, and I stop, and then I come back, and then I go back to it. And so I'm wondering if now you think this is just life, like maybe just like working out, just like breathing, it's just better off, even when things seem perfect, to just keep doing it.
Right. It's to mirror it to fighting, dude. You go to the gym every day for years. You figure out things, you're dangerous in every position. You go on a win streak, you win 5 fights in a row. You don't stop going to the gym because you know how to fight, because you feel like you can win. You have to go to the gym every day. You have to put in the work. You have to bleed. You have to sweat. You have to push yourself. Same thing with mental health, man. There's never a day where everything just clicks and you're healed. You have to work on yourself every day and keep reminding yourself of the things you've learned through therapy, through whatever you're going through. You have to apply it every day. So I'm reading, writing every morning, waking up early. And my wife's holding me accountable, just tightening up everything that I can do for myself and my family and my mental.
Last week, we were doing a bunch of shows in Vegas, and I wanted to ask you about something that happened last year, because I spoke to John Wood, the head coach over at Syndicate MMA in Las Vegas, and we were talking about like retirement and life after retirement for fighters and what it's like and whatnot. And he said something that stuck with me, and I obviously related it to you, and I'm curious what you think about it. He said that he urges his fighters never to retire, never to say the word, because he feels like that becomes such an intense pressure on their shoulders and they feel like they can never go back. They can never change their mind. That's it. It's final. And it becomes depressing for them. It becomes just very heavy. You had one of the most celebrated and beautiful retirements in the history of the sport, but it felt so final because everything was surrounded around you. I know you don't regret that, but in retrospect, do you feel like that became like a heavy burden because you thought to yourself, that's it, it's over, and now what am I going to do with myself?
I'd have to really sit down and think about it to give you the cleanest, clearest answer. But a piece of me does, I felt like for 20 years, I chased this dream. And that day in New Orleans, when I was celebrated and, we buried that man. I'm not one of these guys that probably are going to come back. In mixed martial arts, we see it all the time. Guys lay the gloves down and then 3 months later, they're boxing or they're doing something. I don't think, I'm like 90% sure, 95% sure that I'm never going to fight again. No, but I appreciate the city, the company, the organization, everything, everybody who came out and made that so special for me. Lil Wayne walking with me to the octagon. It was a special night. I think it was done right. And, but yeah, I laid a piece of myself to rest that day.
So you understand the sentiment that word and just saying it, announcing it, it's hard for fighters on the back end of that.
Yeah, in the moment, it felt like the right thing. But
right.
As, we just hit a year since I laid the gloves down. And I prepared myself. With investments, with financial security for my family. I prepared that part, but I didn't prepare for the mental part. That's something I wish going into my retirement fight, I paid a little bit more attention to my mindfulness, to that part of retiring,
What could you have done differently?
Kept practicing the things I learned in therapy, the things that made me feel better. I got away from all that.
It's interesting that
years ago, I was on your show talking to you about just focusing on my mindfulness, and I completely got away from that.
How long ago did you get away from it? Like, how long has it been?
It's probably been a year and a half, maybe longer. I don't know.
That's not that
2
long.
years.
Okay, I thought you were going to say
completely abandoning it.
Yeah. And what does that mean?
Stop reading, stop writing, stop going to therapy.
Yeah. What we were talking about earlier, like feeling like you're okay, you don't have to do it anymore.
Right. But I don't know if I'm ever going to be okay. It's just a constant battle.
It's amazing. That fight was almost exactly a year ago. Sunday was the 1 year anniversary. Did that hit you? Like, did you notice that on Sunday, that date, July 19th?
Well, I'm back on Instagram and stuff, so I'm getting tagged in a bunch of retirement stuff. But so traveling and seeing the retirement stuff, I kind of got in my feelings a little bit. I'm an emotional person.
Yeah. No, and I appreciate and respect that. You got off Instagram after the incident. Why did you feel the need to do that? Or I think all of social media, right? Not just Instagram.
Yeah, I need to re-download X or Twitter or whatever. I don't. Only thing I got back on was Instagram. Yeah, just because I know how the internet is, dude. I took a public L, and I knew people were gonna be coming at me, and I just wasn't in the mindset to see the stuff. Even if I'm not going down the comments, I'm still seeing. I'm catching shrapnel from every angle, bro. So I just knew it was the right thing to do. I've been fighting and been in the spotlight for a long time with all these big events and big fights I've been in. So I just knew it wasn't a healthy place for my mental to be on any social media. So I got off for like a clean month,
And so, yeah, it hasn't been that long. Why come back? Did you feel better off of it?
Well, I did that podcast and I felt like it was a long form podcast. I got to kind of explain myself and really just open up about everything that I've been going through. So I just felt like it was time.
Okay.
That was get my word out. I didn't want to come back and get into it online with people or try to, I just wanted a long format where I can really talk and explain myself before I got back on.
The interesting thing, and I know that I'm, very far away, I'm not living it like you, it feels, public people go through, as you say, L's and all that stuff all the time. It feels like you've gotten a lot of love in the aftermath of this. Like people are supporting you, backing you, paying homage to you, the hashtag and all that stuff. Are you surprised by this? Do you feel this? Am I misreading the situation? Because I feel like you are getting a lot more love than most people in that situation.
Oh, definitely, man. So many people have reached out to me. It's been good. The support has been incredible, dude. And I appreciate everybody who has reached out.
Does it surprise you?
A little bit. It just kind of reassures me the impact I've had on fighting and my peers who I respect, who are still competing, reaching out and stuff. I just appreciate it. I appreciate it all. I don't get the grace. I said this before as well. I don't get the grace to deal with my fumbles, with my missteps in life privately. I don't get that. So that's part of the reason I deleted all the social media and stuff. I kind of wanted to just go through this with my family and with myself, with my therapist in my right mind, without getting pulled from the internet or trolls or, you know how it is on the internet, man.
Yeah, of course.
And like I said, I don't get the grace to recorrect things, to work on myself in privacy. My life is public and I understand that. So I'm just doing everything I can.
When you see a UFC fighter kind of do your pose on the scale, when you see Tommy McMillan do the same thing, a fan comes up to you and how do you react to that?
Bro, if you go out and fight the way he did after that pose, do it every time. Let's go.
But isn't it amazing that something that could have been so bad is now being turned into, this thing that fighters are using to say, I'm about that life, basically? Does it make you feel weird? Because it's not a great moment for you, obviously, but it's now being used as this is,
When this first happened, I kept telling my wife, I was like, I don't know how. I know this is bad, but I'm going to turn this into a positive. I might even text you that and thank you as well, Ariel. You're one of the people who reached out every day, checked on me every day, but, and I'm still trying to, but I 100% believe I'm going to turn this into a positive.
Right. I want to ask you just about the Sean Strickland thing, because he came out and was very, very negative, and then he walked it back a day later. And what bothered me, if I'm being honest about that, was I wish he would have, if he felt some sort of way about it, why not just reach out to you beforehand, before making his opinion known and then getting your side of the story? How did you feel about how that played out?
It is what it is, man. He did reach out, but he reached out after,
Right.
a day or two after he said that stuff. And I was off of social media, but one of my buddies, Kyle, who I work out with 5-6 days a week, he's one of the only members of the Silly Goose Fitness Club. Obviously, he's still on the internet. So he's telling me, Sean Strickland said this, John Jones said this. So I was kind of getting pieces of what was going on through my wife, through my friends I work out with, stuff like that. So I kind of knew what was going on, but Sean reached out. And then after we spoke, he took all this stuff down.
Okay. So you're okay with it?
Dude, it is what it is. Opinions.
Yeah.
Everybody's got one.
Yeah.
Everybody's got one.
I know you did the Diary of a CEO podcast, and obviously that's a huge, huge deal. Could I just, for this audience, if possible, can I ask you, what did happen on that day? What led you to doing that?
Bad decision making on my part. I don't want to place the blame on anything or on my family or what I have going on in my personal life. It's at the end of the day, it's up to me, and I made bad decisions. So what happened that day, I just wasn't in a good mental space. And I chose to do things during that middle space that I was in that I shouldn't have. And I knew I shouldn't have. And I didn't care in the moment. Just a really bad day for me. But we live and learn, dude. It'll never happen again. I'm a month sober from alcohol, and I'm never going to pick up alcohol again. This has changed the trajectory of my life. I'm never going to drink again in my life. I made a vow, and when I make promises to myself like that, to my family like that, I don't break them. So maybe it was something that needed to happen. It just sucks. The whole world gets to point the finger. But like I said about turning it into a positive, maybe I do. And maybe I help somebody. Maybe somebody hears me speak that is going through something, and it's okay, you know?
How consistently were you drinking in the past year? Like, how bad did it get?
Dude, that's the thing with me and drinking that I try to explain to people. Like, I don't drink every day. But me and Chris Weidman were just talking about this yesterday on set before we went live. Probably 3 out of 4 times, if I do pick up alcohol, I overdrink. But I don't drink every day. But when I do drink, we're drinking.
Okay.
You know, and that's a problem. That's a problem I've had throughout my life, but definitely since I laid the gloves down. I always drink to celebrate, at social gatherings, at parties, at, you know, events after fights. You know, I drink and have a good time. But when I laid the gloves down, I realized I was drinking to process emotion. I wasn't drinking to socialize. I wasn't drinking to celebrate. I was drinking to fight the feelings in my head. I was trying to process emotion with drinking, to get away, to run away from it, which is a coward's move. And yeah, but I wasn't drinking every day.
Okay.
Every weekend, every other weekend, you know. But still, now that I'm going back to therapy, I always said, I'm not an alcoholic. Alcoholic is somebody who, if they stop drinking, they start shaking. They need a drink every day. I go weeks without drinking, no problem. But it is a form of alcoholism, alcohol use disorder. Once it gets in my body and I get that dopamine hit, I just can't stop. I want more. I want to feel good. I want more. And that's just a problem I have. Not everybody has that. My wife is somebody who can drink one glass of wine and put it down. If I open a bottle of wine and have a glass, we're finishing the bottle. And I'll probably open another one. That's my problem. Not everybody has that. I have good friends who are close to me who can have 2 drinks and put it down and walk away, and they're good. When I start, man, we're going to the championship rounds.
And something that we've learned in all of this is this is in your family, right? You've talked about your father dealing with alcoholism as well. So this was something that is perhaps in your DNA.
Yeah, I'm not sure if alcoholism is passed down through genes. I don't know, but my father's definitely an alcoholic.
Could you tell us how is he doing? Do you have an update on him?
He's homeless, man. He gets a Social Security check and lives at a hotel for a couple of days, gambles, goes to the bar. When the money runs out, he's back on the street until the next Social Security check.
How long has that been the case?
Months.
And your relationship with him, how would you describe it?
I mean, I haven't spoke to him in probably, I don't even know, man. Maybe 8 months, 6, 7, 8 months. I don't know.
Okay. But there was a time where you guys had a pretty healthy relationship. Was there ever a time?
You know, I've lived with him throughout my life at different times. And even before he was homeless, you know, he doesn't have a phone anymore, but we would talk once a week. You know, he would call me once a week, once every other week. You know, we talk pretty often, probably every week.
Did your parents get divorced when you were young?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was really young.
Okay. But you maintained a relationship with him. But would you say only in the last 8 or so months has it gotten, you know, bad to this point to where you don't have communication with him?
Yeah. Only since he's been homeless and since, you know, he's been living on the street and doing what he's doing, that's whenever communication stopped. It stopped a little bit before that. And then I heard from him the day he got evicted from his apartment and put him in a hotel for a little while. But he doesn't want to help himself, man. I would buy him a house. If he was willing to get sober, I would buy him a house, you know, and put him up. But if he's not going to sober up, I'm not going to do it.
Right. And I'm assuming you've told him this.
He's older and he's at the point where he's like choosing alcohol over, which he has done in the past, you know, ruin marriages, ruin friendships, ruin relationships with his family. He has grandkids, great grandkids that he's never met because of alcohol. And it just sucks, man.
And that sentiment of buying him the house, being willing to buy him the house, I'm assuming you've told him this.
I haven't been able to speak to him.
Okay, I mean, I didn't.
My sister went out and found him and spoke to him and told him that we were willing to help him out, but he doesn't want. He wants to drink until he dies. That's just, how alcoholics are stubborn, and that's his choice, man. But I'm not going to let it affect my family, and I can't let it affect my family.
Right.
I have to protect me and my household, and not mimic and mirror the bad decisions he made in his life. And that's what I meant when I say it stops with me. My son Kingston will never remember me being intoxicated, never remember me saying things I didn't mean, or doing things I didn't mean to do, or because of alcohol. So it stops here.
And do you know, like, how far is he from you? Is he in the same town? Is he?
No, he's maybe 30, 40 minutes away from me.
Okay, but in the same state?
Same state, yeah. He lives in Louisiana.
And I'm not asking this question to try to make you give any excuses, but there does seem to be a direct correlation between that sentiment and it being Father's Day when this all happened, right?
Yeah, it was just heavy on my mind.
Yeah.
That was one of the first Father's Day. And I just had, my son was still pretty fresh, and not talking to my father was the first Father's Day. I haven't talked to him in years. It just kind of, and I was traveling. It just kind of hit me, and I made wrong decisions.
One thing that I just wanted to get clarity on, because it was reported, but I feel like the reporting might have been off. You were on the flight and then they took you off the flight. Is that, and was there a reason why they took you off?
No, I got into it with the desk agents. It's kind of blurry to me, honestly, but I don't think I ever got on the flight.
Oh, okay. So that's what I saw being reported, that you were sitting on the flight and they took you off.
And I don't remember being on the plane. I remember getting, it's kind of like pieces come back after days of it, and I got into it with the desk agents. They called the police, and then I got into it with the police. I don't remember walking down the bridgeway to the aircraft.
And then, there was a moment, it's a short clip. By the way, have you seen the clip?
I've seen the clip since I got back on Instagram. I'm tagged and stuff, so I've seen a good bit of it. And even before I got back on Instagram, piecing it together between what my wife was telling me and what my buddy I work out with was telling me, I pretty much could piece it together and know the extent of the video.
Could you describe what that feels like, seeing yourself like that?
It's not good, Ariel.
Yeah.
It's not good.
The ending, though, where you give sort of props to the police officer is a wild twist from how the clip starts. And I know you say it's hazy, but why did you feel the need in that moment? Do you recall to say, like, hey, man, you did a good job in the end?
Maybe my head cleared up a little bit and I realized the situation and how bad it could have been. I'm not sure.
It did seem like
how good of a job the police officer did. It could have been bad.
It seemed like he was remarkably calm in the situation.
For sure. Very. I know he did an incredible job, man.
I think you said that you were trying to find him, to thank him, to talk to him. Have you ever found him?
The police department out there that he works for, their PR team reached out to my agent. And yesterday I spoke to a lawyer out in Atlanta who's dealing with my case. And he's getting in touch with the police officer as well. But I told him, like, if he doesn't want to talk on the phone, can I send him a message? Can I write him a letter? Give me an address. I'll send it to the police department. Something. I just want to thank him and tell him how good of a job he did, man. Because like I said, bro, this could have been really bad.
Right.
In the mindset I was in, no telling how bad it could have been.
And so can you tell us, where does this stand right now from a legal standpoint? What are you dealing with?
With a misdemeanor charge, public intoxication.
Okay. And what's at stake there? Like, what could you be facing?
I mean, at worst, potential jail time. I don't think it's going to go that far. Maybe a fine. But the lawyer I'm talking to, the day I got back, my wife already booked me a therapy session for the day after I got back. The first day, my first full day home, I was back in therapy and trying to pull things together. So the lawyer I'm talking to says, this could be completely washed if I do the right things. So we'll see, man. Time will tell.
Okay.
But I did it, and whatever happens out of it, I have to walk the walk and face the consequences.
In Sean's post tweet, he has brought to light, the Bud Light situation. What could you tell us about that? Where do things stand between you and Bud Light?
No, they terminated my contract immediately.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's all good, man. I don't need that fucking poison in my life.
So you feel at peace with it?
I mean, it sucks that my family loses out on the money I had left on the deal with them, which is a few $100,000, but also if I'm representing something that I'm not going to be, if I'm advertising something I'm not going to be taking part in and promoting stuff that, it's just, it is what it is.
Sure. You don't want to be, you don't want to be sitting here saying I don't drink and then being in a commercial for something that you're not using, basically.
Right. And I don't have a problem with people. There's plenty of people out there who do drink responsibly.
Sure.
I'm not one. So if you can drink responsibly, have fun. Drink a Bud Light. Drink a whatever the hell you want. Be responsible. Have a good time. I'm not that person.
Sure. And what about your other sponsors?
So far, everybody's been pretty supportive.
Amazing.
These other companies I work with, I've been working with for years and years and years. And they know my character. They've been around me in person. And it was just a really bad day, man.
Yeah. One last thing on that particular day, I just be remiss. We were focusing on the alcohol, but obviously on camera, you did say a slur, sort of, in a, I guess it was a banter kind of way, but now it's being used as such. But that was brought to light as well.
What are you talking about? Say it.
Well, I don't want to say it. I don't use that word, but
If you don't say it, I'm not going to know what you're talking about.
I know. I just want to know if you've seen the reaction to that as well, because again, there's a lot of videos that are being made now. Bobby Green weighing in on it. DC. I don't know if you've seen any of this stuff where they're like, yeah, you know how the internet is. You're good. You're okay. This type of thing. And usually that doesn't happen in these cases.
Yeah, that's to find the right words to talk about that. I'm trying to, man.
It's a tricky one. So am I, by the way, just for the record.
Yeah, I know. That's why I pressed you to the fire just now.
I appreciate it.
I got to keep you honest. Like you're keeping me.
That's bro. Fine. I'll take it.
Growing up where I grew up, when I was a kid, speaking like that was a normal thing where I come from, where I grew up, the people I grew up with. And I don't talk like that. My daughter's never really heard me talk like that. But just in the moment, drunk, I go back to these dark times. And I apologize, man.
I think that says it all.
I shouldn't have said what I said. And I didn't mean it in a racist way at all, but that doesn't matter. That's not something that should be said ever,
When all this happened, did you think that you would be out doing shows and working again this quickly? Or were you afraid, oh man, I know how much you love the TV stuff. Were you afraid that it would take 6, 7, 8 months to get back? Because it seems like, seeing you there yesterday, that made me really happy.
It made me happy too, man. And it made me feel like things in my life were trending towards being normal again. It made me feel good leaving the show, being stuck in the airport, missing flights, driving 6.5 hours home after the show. I wasn't even that mad, man. I was just happy to be back working. My immediate thought after the whole incident was, I just ruined everything I've been working on post fighting. I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be on the desk. I wanted to be connected to the sport that's given me everything I have. And I just threw it all away, because of emotion, because of my mind frame that day. It's scary, man. You can work your whole life and then one bad day can ruin everything. Thankfully for me, it hasn't yet. I've lost a decent amount of money with Bud Light sponsor falling off, and I had to get off the desk and get off the show for a while. And CBS was figuring things out. But I hope I'm back. We'll see, man. Time will tell. But whatever happens, I brought it on to myself. You know what I mean? Like, I can face the consequences, the good and the bad, for things that I do. I've always been accountable, and I'm sorry, man. To the people who had to see that, the people who I let down. That's not who I am. Anybody who really knows me knows who I am, and it was just a really bad time in my life.
And I think that's the I don't know, the greatest byproduct in all of this is like you have shown us maybe as much, if not more than any fighter, like who you are over the years. And that's why, like, even on this show, when it happened while we were on the air, I'm like, I know that you have also told us about the past year and you were foreshadowing a little bit. And that's what was heartbreaking about it. But we know that you have a heart of gold. We know what you do for the community. We know about the Good Fight Foundation. Like, you are not that guy. You are not a bad person. And so I'm happy to see that the reaction hasn't been otherwise, that the internet and the world hasn't turned on you, even though you made a mistake.
I'm sure some people have, but I feel like majority.
I haven't felt it. I haven't seen it.
Majority of the people who follow my career and know who I am, they reached out and like we talked about, it's a lot of support, man. But life goes on. This week is packing backpacks for the school supply pickup next week with the Good Fight Foundation, and life continues. Lots more good ahead of me than bad, for sure.
I love that back to school drive that you guys do, and I was actually thinking about that as school is resuming soon. I remember you saying when you retired, like, hey, you were worried a little bit about the foundation because you couldn't auction off your gloves and shorts anymore. You don't have that vehicle. And so how has it been? How have you tried to offset that now that you don't have those things, those items that you can auction off for the charity?
Crowdfunding, us talking about the goals, trying to raise money. Also, later on this year, we have a gala planned. You're invited if you want to come. I'll send you a personal invite.
Thank you.
In Lafayette, Louisiana. It's our first gala. We're going to be auctioning things off, showing the community and people around here in Lafayette, other business owners, what we've done in Lafayette, Louisiana and elsewhere. And we're going to raise money through our first gala. Hopefully it's a success, and we're just going to keep it moving,
I'll let you go in a moment. Just curious, you I think are lucky to be working for an organization that has dealt with issues like this, including at the very top of the organization, and said like, hey, like this shouldn't define you. And so I would assume the UFC brass have shown you support in the aftermath of this.
I mean, literally one day after the arrest and all that happened, Hunter Campbell with the UFC reached out to me and asked me what he can do, that the UFC's got my back. Anything they can do, anything I need help with, let them know, and they're all in. So no, the UFC, the company, immediately reached out to me and had my back.
Okay. I'm sure that felt amazing.
Yeah, I believe his exact words were something on the line of, I can't let somebody who fought for this company for over 15 years try to handle all this on his own or something. Like, we have your back. Let us know what you need from us.
Wow. That's amazing. Have you heard from Dana?
No, I haven't heard from Dana. Hunter is the one that reached out.
Okay. Kudos to him for doing that. And I'm assuming you were going to be at 329 just because you have a history with Max and Conor. And I've heard what you said, and I'm not trying to relitigate the whole history between you and Conor. But I'm just wondering, do you think on a fight topic? Go ahead.
I was actually supposed to work the desk that weekend. They offered me the show, but I just spent a week in Florida on vacation with my family, so I had to turn that down. But they did offer me that show. But this was before the arrest, though, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, you would have been the perfect guy to be on that show. But I was happy you kind of stayed away. Was it hard for you to watch it, like all the hoopla? Did you want to be there, or were you happy to be home?
No, I was happy to be with my family. But yeah, you're right. Like, I fought the main event guys a total of 6 times. You know, I have 3 fights with Max, 3 fights with Conor. I can speak about both guys and their fighting styles and things they're good and bad at. So I would have been a good one on the desk for that one. But no, I got to watch with my family on vacation, so it was nice.
That's the wild thing, and I'm not trying to pull you back, but like Gaethje, Conor, Max, like the top dudes at 155 are all guys that you've beaten, that you have history with, and I think, I don't know if that plays tricks on your minds. Like, look at these guys. They're doing incredible. I could be there. I should be there. Do you think that way?
I think subliminally part of me does. But that's just it, man. The fighting part, I'm done. You know, I have to let it go.
Does Conor come back in your mind?
Bro, I was talking about it yesterday. I saw that he said it was a meniscus and ACL. He didn't say the severity of it. He didn't say if it was a complete tear of the ACL, what kind of tear of the meniscus, you know, because I have torn meniscus. If it's a certain kind of tear, you have to have surgery or your knee keeps locking up. You know, if it's a bucket tear, the cartilage folds over and gets caught. So, and if it's a complete ACL tear, you know, that's going to be 9, 10 months, a year out after just taking 5 years away. It's tough to say. I don't know the extent of the injuries, but if he has to take another complete year off, dude, at his age, it's going to be tough to come back and win.
I think he tries. I think he tries to come back, right? Do you get that impression as well?
He could, man. Yeah, he could.
Have you heard from Michael Chandler?
No.
That one went crazy.
What's that?
When you said, dude, what are you doing? It's time to retire.
I mean, dude, am I the only one asking this question? I hope he goes on a 10-fight win streak, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're getting hurt and beat up by 55ers, what do you think's going to happen with these bigger guys?
No, 100%. It's just that, you know, that's what's going to make you into a great analyst, you being able to say these things. And sometimes they're...
Well, at some point of somebody's fighting career, you have to look in the mirror and say, what am I fighting for? Is he head over heels in love with the fight game to where the damage, the repercussions of going in there against the best guys in the world don't matter, you know, because it's all about the fight? Is he still trying to be the world champion? Does he think he can honestly look in the mirror? You know, it's like, what are you fighting for?
Right.
He's been fighting a long time, taking a lot of damage. As we age, we don't get quicker. We don't get more athletic. Our reflexes don't get better. You know, it's just like, and this isn't like I'm not trying to poke at him or be an asshole here. I just like, what's the reason?
It could just be the paycheck.
Well, that's not, you know, this is a job, but it's a different kind of job, man. If you're just showing up for a paycheck, he's got kids and a wife and people who love him, you know. That's why I laid the gloves down. I didn't want to be a paycheck guy. I made enough. I'm sure Chandler's made enough money as well. I made enough money fighting. I don't want to show up to get in these wars and just collect a check. If I'm fighting, it's to be the best. And it always was that, to be the absolute best, to be the world champion. Whenever I felt like that was out of my grasp or wasn't a reality, then I made the decision to lay the gloves down.
Last fight one. What was Benoit Saint Denis thinking?
You know, he's been reckless before, put himself in bad positions before. And sometimes he breaks guys just being that hard-nosed, overwhelming them. He finds a way to do that and overwhelm guys and get his hand raised. But also when you're fighting a guy like Patty, who's a great grappler, who one mistake, it's no getting out of it. You know, it's game, set, match. You can't do that. You have to be a little bit smarter. And I picked Patty. I thought Patty was going to win.
Wow. Okay. All right. You know ball.
I told my buddies to bet on him. He was the underdog. I was like, dude, Patty's probably going to win this fight.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. And that's why you are one of the best in the game. And by the way, I like the new tattoo right there. I see it. That's new, right? Kingston?
I've been having it, I don't know how long, maybe a few months.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been a minute. Great to see you, Dustin. Smiling, in good spirits and good health. 28 days, I believe. We're at 28 days?
28 might have been yesterday. I think I'd have to check my account, my day of sober app. 29 maybe.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, keep going, man. We're sending you all the love and support in the world. Well done. And I think a lot of people are learning from you. You hit a low moment, but you're climbing back up. You're not hiding. You're taking accountability, and you've shown us already who you are. So to me, that was a blip on the radar. That wasn't Dustin Poirier, the one that I know for so many years. So much love to you and your family, and we're always here for you if you need anything. And maybe we'll finally make our debut in Lafayette later this year. DC doesn't invite me, so at least the King of Lafayette.
That's fine.
That's right.
He'll invite you to Gilroy.
That's right. He has done that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Thank you, Dustin. Much love to you, man. I really appreciate you coming on and talking about this. I know it's not fun, but I really do appreciate it.
It's all good, man. A lot of things aren't fun, but need to happen. And I appreciate you reaching out these past few weeks and checking in on me, bro. I'm good. My family's good. Life is good. Another lesson learned, man. Add it to the long book that I'm writing.
Thank you, Dustin. Much love. Keep it up.
Thank you, bro. Yes, sir.
There he is, the great Dustin Poirier. So great to see him smile. So great to see him in good spirits. Really appreciate him coming on. And those are tough questions. Those are tough things to talk about. Those are tough memories and incidents to relive. And I really do appreciate him coming on. Really, really do. We are going to be joined by Ryan Garcia at about 4:00. Now, we have been here before with old Ryan, but I'm told he is going to join us, and there's a lot to talk to him about because he is fighting Conor Benn on the 12th of September. It's the same day as Noche UFC, and we found out yesterday that the Noche UFC main card is going to be 5 to 8 Eastern, which would roll very nicely into a Paramount Plus main card, which would culminate with that fight. We don't really know, to the best of my knowledge, any other fights scheduled for that card, but that's a big one. That's a massive one. And it got me thinking about some really interesting fights going down this weekend. You know, this weekend we have the return of Anthony Joshua. First fight since the Jake Paul fight. First fight since his accident, going up against Christian Prenga in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. We have the return of Tyson Fury. And I learned this morning from GC. Tyson Fury is fighting in front of like 1,500 people in Thailand, and it may or may not be televised. What is going on here? The tune-up to the tune-up?
The tune-up to the tune-up. I'm saying it's not televised anywhere. Tyson Fury has said as much, and that it's going to be put into season 3 of his Netflix reality TV show.
So will we not even know the result? I mean, I guess someone will be there, right?
We'll know the result, and we're probably going to see like a cell phone footage video of it, something like that. But as far as broadcasting goes,
what's the point of this?
It's in Thailand too, so like
also random
people in Thailand, random opponent, random everything. With Anthony Joshua, it feels like you understand why he's doing the tune-up. You know, the tragedy that he went through. We haven't seen him since the Jake Paul fight, everything like that. We saw Fury get the tune-up. It feels pointless. Maybe it's a marketing strategy of, this weekend, they're both fighting. If they get across the finish line, we're locked and loaded for Netflix in September.
Yeah, Tyson had that tune-up fight already.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get the Tyson Fury one. Also, who wants to watch a fight that will know the result of on his Netflix series 6, 8, 10 months from now, whenever it comes out?
Well, it kind of feels like they're going to be filming out in Thailand. Like this is almost like an episode. Like they're using this as a beat in the series. Like, let's go to Thailand and fight some guy who fought like a bunch of small people, a few months ago, 4 or 3 or so of them, in an MMA fight or in a cage. But it was boxing rules. I don't know what it was. It's a very weird thing. Could you imagine if they slip on a banana peel? Rick would tell you, no harm, no foul. I guess if Tyson gets knocked out, no one will know.
If I see footage from a Nokia phone of Tyson Fury getting KO'd in Thailand in front of 1,000 people,
You're not out.
I'm out.
You're not out.
You're out.
The moment they announce Joshua Fury, you're back. But it's just goofy. It's goofy as fuck. There's no reason to be doing this. What was the question you asked? What's the point of this? Every fight that is not Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury for the other that is the question to ask. What is the point of all this? Even Anthony Joshua, I'm not trying to minimize the tragedy at all, but the fight to come back to is Tyson Fury. And the fight for Tyson Fury is Anthony Joshua. We don't need tune-up after tune-up after tune-up, and we've been here before. It's just silly. But no, the appetite will never go away. People will watch it.
I am curious to see how AJ looks.
Sure. I'd like to see how he looks against Tyson Fury.
No, but I mean, like, that was a potentially life and career altering moment. I have no problem with the AJ tune-up. I said it a million times. Like, I understood it from the beginning. I think he deserved it. I think he earned it. We need to see this fight once and for all this year, back into the year. It has to happen. Where, when, who the hell knows? It has to happen. But it's one of many kind of, this is like a bit of a wacky fight weekend. It's a busy fight weekend. You've got Tyson on Friday.
Yep.
You've got AJ on Saturday afternoon against Christian Prenga. You've got PFL on Saturday. You've got the return of Errol Spence, which is completely flying under the radar. Errol Spence at one point was considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. If not one, two.
He and Terrence Crawford were the
guys.
Yeah.
His last fight against Crawford, it was like -110 going into that fight. It was like coin flip on the odds.
Huge deal. Huge deal. Car accident. He loses, obviously. Thought he was done. Never quite retired. Now here he is coming back against Tim Tszyu. It's a great... Tim Tszyu versus Errol Spence might be the best fight of the weekend.
Biggest name. Best two names combined.
The stakes.
Yeah.
The backstory. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be a big deal here. I think it's on DAZN here. No, it's PBC. I think it's Amazon. Oh, no, it's DAZN. Yes, PBC just did a deal with PBC. Anyway, they had a face-off earlier today in Australia. We could take a look at it here in a matter of seconds. Here are the boys. Nope. Wrong ones. Okay, let's look at this one. That's at AJ and Christian Prenga. Are they on a boat? What's going on here?
It's like a dock. Shout out to Christian Prenga. All Lennon keeping it cool this summer.
Prenga looking like, what is he looking like? He's at a white party or something? What's going on?
Well, AJ too, just different,
No, AJ's wearing beige pants.
Beige Under Armour sweatpants.
They're both wearing the same slippers
They got
though.
the slippers on, the boat shoes.
Prenga's a big boy.
It is a yacht.
It's a yacht?
I
You've
saw a picture
confirmed?
from the other side. It's a yacht.
Okay. All right.
Some yacht rock playing. Shout out.
AJ with the long hair. No fade. It's a bit old school AJ. Like just like the hair's a little, I don't know if he'll cut it beforehand.
I feel like he'll come correct on Saturday.
You think so? Sometimes he fights with that kind of hair. It's like Vince Carter circa 2008 Olympics, you know? You know what I'm talking about?
Frederick Weiss getting...
No, but you remember when Vince had the big...
He had the mini fro.
Action Bronson. Mini fro like Olympic Vince Carter. You guys know that track?
I've heard of him.
Anyway, do we have Spence and Tszyu?
We sure do.
Okay, here it is. Yeah, they're the boys. That's a big time fight right there.
Errol Spence, Anthony Joshua, and Tyson Fury are all fighting this weekend.
Yes.
And I feel like no one is talking
about it. Yeah.
It's a match. It's the matchups.
But this is a legit matchup right here.
It is
a
only
legit
because
it's just happening in Australia.
And like, bro, we haven't seen Errol Spence in 3 years.
It is only because of Spence not being what he once was. Like,
man, this is a big time comeback fight. He's not coming. Look, Errol Spence could fight a Christian Prenga type of fighter, and that would be accepted. He's kind of jumping in there against an all action, super violent fighter. I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah.
There ain't no tune-up fight.
Tim Tszyu. That is the reality.
If he puts on a clinic too, it's like,
I don't
what
think-
can Errol Spence do from here?
What are they saying over on
do we have
Kalshi?
Kalshi on that?
Does Kalshi
Somebody
have
look
this?
up Kalshi on that.
I guess this will be the deciding factor as to whether or not there's interest. But this is not even like part of the sponsorship. I'm actually legit curious because I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe I'm crazy if Tzew's the favorite. I always have a bad read on this type of stuff. But Tim's
He's still
been
Errol
active.
Spence.
Yeah, but still, man, he's been out for 3 years.
I get it.
He didn't look great. I know he didn't look great against the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm
No,
not seeing it
there it is. See, what is it? What are the odds? Like the sports betting odds. We go to Kalshi first. If they're not there, we got to go to the other side of the tracks.
Right now, Errol Spence sitting at a -126. Tim Tszyu -102.
Okay, so I'm right.
Yeah,
Slight favorite.
Earl Spence is the slight
Spence is the
Oh,
favorite.
okay, the higher minus. All right, fine. All to say, to me, the most intriguing fight of the weekend is
Not this one.
Is not this one. Is not Prenga versus AJ. Is not Tyson versus the big dude. It's not the return of Magomed Ankalaev.
No, Big Onk. It has to be Big Onk.
Guskov.
It was going to be that if it was Khalil Roundtree. Honestly, and I'm not being cheeky here, Thad Jean versus Shamil Musayev is the most intriguing fight of the weekend because I feel like the PFL is really truly banking on Thad Jean being one of their guys, like Usman, who might be leaving, like Dakota, like Johnny Eblen. And this is a homegrown PFL guy. PFL has not made a lot of their own, right? Eblen came from Bellator, AJ McKee came from Bellator, et cetera, et cetera. He is a product of the Rising Stars, whatever, like they had like the mini tournament there. He wins the 500K. This is for their title also. They're starting to actually finally make title fights. And this is by far the toughest opponent of his young career. I love this. Now, I will be 100% honest. You guys told me earlier, talk about something that's flying under the radar. No promotion for this. I see no promotion for this whatsoever. But there it is. Thad Jean, Shamil Musayev.
You're talking about Spence, jumping into deep waters here. Like this is this is the test for Thad Jean. This is do or die, sink or swim. If they truly want him to be like one of the faces of the promotion, which I agree with you that why wouldn't they? He's an exciting fighter. He's got a fantastic look. He has charisma. Like you would want somebody like him to be the face of your organization. This is the bar. Like I think this is a very, very difficult fight for him. If he can pass this test, then I don't see what would stop him from kind of being one of those faces. And, they're going to have Usman Nurmagomedov fighting soon.
Next week.
They're going to have Paul Hughes, presumably, when he comes back from injury. Like, they're in a spot where they need somebody like a Thad Jean to break through, right? Like, Johnny Eblen is a great fighter, and I talked about last week how I thought he was going to walk through Impa, and he ended up doing that because I think he's kind of just clicking right now. But he does feel a bit like a Bellator guy, right? Like he is somebody that they inherited. He is somebody from the past. Thad Jean, Dakota, those feel like homegrown products that you can go, we made them in the PFL. Like this is where they became who they became. And I think it would be great for them to have somebody like Thad Jean. And Musayev is a bad boy, man. Like it is not going to be easy if he's able to clear this test.
I love this fight. I like Thad Jean a lot. I think he's a stud. I don't think we know what the ceiling is just yet, but this is a big opportunity for him to fight for the belt, to headline the show in DC. This is a big time deal.
Thad going into, within a 6-day span, they'll do the Thad Jean fight, and then they'll do Usman and Dakota in New York. So a nice little stretch there for the PFL if it works out.
And Eblen too, last week.
Yeah.
Could have been Eblen versus Costello. It just, again, not to rehash what we were talking about yesterday, who was saying? I think it was you, Rick. You were saying like you thought that they were maybe like gathering their nuts. This is the best that they have.
Yes, but let's say instead of doing 3 shows, right? They could have put all these on one card and made it a big card, right? They could have.
They don't have the roster for that.
What do you mean? This is the same roster. Do you take those guys that just Johnny Eblen could have been on this card?
But all in the, and then what do you do for the rest of the dates that you're contracted to?
Well, this is the thing, right? We're talking about the contracted dates. Like they're not putting.
They don't have the ability to do that. They don't have the depth.
They have to.
Do you really think it makes a difference? The point probably is these guys aren't big enough to even like if they did a card where it was Usman, Dakota, Thad, Johnny, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference in the end because I don't think enough has been done to get them out there and to make them feel like big deals.
I disagree because I think the strength of the collective is at least something. On their own, it's not going to be anything. That's my feeling. Like, think of the times that it was like the Francis Ngannou card with AJ McKee on it, with Paul, he was facing Paul Hughes, with Cyborg and Pacheco on it. Like, those are the ones that make the splash. Those are the ones that get people to talk about the PFL on a week that they might not otherwise. If you just roll out there and just stick to the calendar the way the UFC does, you can't. Like, they just can't do that. That's how the UFC operates because they're able to do that because they'll put on Magomed versus late replacement and somebody will tune in, but I don't think they have that luxury. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. There's a requirement in terms of promotion that needs to be had regardless of how it kind of happens. But to your point, with a win, Thad Gene gives them a little bit more opportunity, a little bit more leverage to try to break through if they can make sure that people see this.
Eric, you said that you're not seeing like a ton of promotion for it, and I'm not either. The one thing I do think they're doing right is the New York card next week.
Yeah.
And I was looking this up with Rick earlier because I didn't know. Is on a Friday, and the main card starts at 7 p.m.
Oh.
That's as good as it can get for them to have Dakota Dichwa, Usman Nurmagomedov fighting on that card, and it's going to be at reasonable hours on a Friday.
Couldn't agree more. Market. I was actually just about to say, they need to get off Saturdays. Like this thing of going, okay, so no, the UFC is in Abu Dhabi, but still, I feel like your weigh-ins are also on Friday. Like, it's just impossible. The UFC is going to suck up all the oxygen. You should never, ever, ever go on. Even the best of PFL on the same night as a fight night should not be on a Saturday.
They're just going to get eclipsed every time.
Do Thursday or Friday.
And with the reality that ESPN's doing them no favors at the moment, right? That's something that they have to face, is if they're going to be on in these bad slots, they have to figure out a way to do something different. Another night would be the best way, but
I've always kind of liked Thursday for them.
Thursday's great.
There's something about Thursday. I don't know what it is. It's sort of
it feels close enough to the end of the week that you're like, okay, I'm getting into the weekend, but you're not quite completely checked out, and you're not going up.
And it's not Friday where you want to go back to back. Like, I'm going to spend 4 or 5 hours watching MMA back to back nights. It just, I don't know. You don't want to go Thursdays on in the fall football schedule, but summertime, this should have been perfect for them.
Needs to be 7 p.m. though, Eastern. Can't do the 10 p.m. main card start on a Thursday.
I agree. Speaking of the sport of boxing, I thought this was really interesting. And in fact, someone told me about this last week when we were talking to, who were you talking to? Oh, Shakur. Shakur said that he had a deal on the table from DAZN to sign exclusively with DAZN. And someone hit me up and said, Teofimo Lopez has a similar deal. And yesterday it was officially announced. Teofimo Lopez has signed with DAZN. And so this isn't him signing with Top Rank. This isn't him signing with Queensberry or Matchroom or anyone like that. He signed with DAZN. And I think this is fascinating. This is the network signing Teofimo Lopez, coming off of a loss as well to Shakur, and basically saying, hey, now we could place you on any one of these cards. We've got Top Rank on the network. We've got Golden Boy. We've got, like I said, Queensberry, Matchroom, etc. We can now place you on any of these cards. But it doesn't matter. You're our guy. And that's a departure, certainly from what we see in MMA, but also what we see consistently in boxing. In boxing, people go all over the place. They have their own promotion, they're their own promoter, all that stuff and more. But you don't often see, back in the day, you would see it with HBO and Showtime, where Tyson was kind of signed to HBO, but it was sort of through his management or through his promotion. This is a little bit new and a little bit different for these times. And I think it's very interesting. I also thought it was interesting to see this tweet from Nico Ali Walsh, who has been on the front lines of the whole Ali Revival Act brigade, if you will. He tweeted this yesterday, Ali Act update, great call today with the senators, changes are coming. I think, and this is just my 2 cents, I feel like those who are pushing for the Ali Act changes, Revival Act to be introduced, I feel like by now they thought it would be fait accompli. I always felt like it was inevitable and that it would be fait accompli by the time all was said and done. The fact that it's July 21st and we're still here and it still hasn't passed gives me some pause. I still do feel like in the end, some variation, which would be very favorable to those who were writing this and pushing for it, they'd be happy with it. I still feel like they're going to be happy, but I am a little bit surprised that it's July 21st and this hasn't passed just yet. And it's obviously a TKO back thing, and Zuffa Boxing is well on its way. I'm a little bit surprised that we are here. And so here's Nico Ali Walsh not going down without a fight. Very, very, very interesting. All right. In about 13 minutes, we're going to be joined hopefully by Ryan Garcia. I did want to also note, and we're going to get to Super Chats here in a moment as well, I did want to also note that for our industry, for the sports media industry, this is a tough day. You may be seeing, if you're online, a lot of ESPN/NFL Network on-air personalities. There's obviously production staff members, a whole host of people who do a whole host of things are being laid off. And, you know, this is a little bit different because it hits close to home. We work in this industry, and we have been a part of things like this. I've been a part of mass layoffs. I've been a part of, you know, downsizing and things like that. And it's not fun. And I know it's fodder for people online, just like, you know, trades and free agency is fodder. But, you know, this is the world that we live in. And we know some of these people. We interact with some of these people. And it sucks. It breaks my heart. It's a very, very sad thing, especially when, you know, you have a contract, you're expecting it to play out and be honored, and then you get the phone call. And more often than not, what happens in these situations is that I still don't understand it. I ask my agent about this all the time. Why would the network want to pay an on-air personality not to work? And there's something that they can do to cut costs. I still don't understand it. They're still honoring the deal. They just want you to sit at home. Or there's usually a thing that happens where it's like, hey, we'll pay you to sit at home. If you get a new deal, you can do that, but then we're not going to pay you anymore. But for now, we could pay you to be at home. But you're free to go out there and get something else if you want to work. Some people choose that route. Other people say, hey, I'm just going to sit at home and collect this paycheck for the next year, year and a half, 2 years, whatever the case may be. It's all very weird, and I don't wish it upon anyone. It's not fun. It's awful. And I haven't really seen anything new since the show started almost 3 hours ago, but I've obviously seen, you know, a lot of the tweets and the reports and the names and stuff like that, and don't wish that upon anyone. It's an awful thing. It really is. We do see that a member of the combat sports fraternity, if you will, Andreas Hale, I saw that he tweeted that he has been a casualty of these decisions, and I feel for him, and my heart goes out to him. And you know, as he said, he believes he'll be fine. He'll be able to bounce back on his feet. But I don't wish this even upon my worst enemy. It is not fun. It's a gut punch. It's a tough business to stay consistently in, to make a living, earn a living. That's why I'm so proud of what we're doing here, and why I pray that it's able to continue and grow and thrive for, you know, decades. And I'm proud of the jobs that we've been able to make, but, you know, and create. But I know that it's all very volatile, and it could all blow up in an instant. And I'm sure a lot of the people who are affected today, both on air and off air, again, we don't know about a lot of the behind the scenes people, but their lives are just as important, and they're affected just as much, and they're worthy of all the good sentiments and praise that, you know, all the on air people, the front facing people receive. I'm sure a lot of them didn't see this coming, and they have families and they have loved ones and things like that, and it's awful. It's awful. Yeah, and I sympathize with it. I'll never forget being in San Jose covering a Strikeforce event and getting a G-chat message saying, tomorrow's my last day at MMA Rated. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I'm in San Jose. What do you mean it's my last day? I've been here, you know, 6 to 8 months or so. Started in April, it was October, so it was like 6 months. That's it? It's over? It's over. Awful feeling. And it's obviously happened before as well. It happened when we were at AOL, Versus, not fun. When we were at ESPN, and I don't really understand the business behind it. I don't understand why it keeps happening or why it needs to happen. And I know there's reasons and there's budgets and there's, you know, there's all kinds of things. There's downsizing, there's mergers, but it sucks. It sucks. Hate to see it. And you know, I don't want to mention names and stuff, but I see like some legends, you know, who are reportedly being let go. And, you know, people who have been in the business, who have been at ESPN for 3 decades, being let go. I don't know enough about, you know, the economics or the reasons and things like that. But I feel for the people, and I know at the very top of the food chain, there's people who have to make these decisions, and they're probably gutted to have to make a lot of these decisions. It sucks. The business of sports media is extremely volatile. And so I say to you, our interns in the back, both Josh and Jack. Do you really want to get into this world? No, I'm kidding. I don't want to deter you. It's an amazing world to be in, but it is very volatile. There's no doubt about it. It's tough. It's a tough one. Yeah. Thank you, Terrence. Frank, what do you have to say about all of this?
Sad to see it.
Yeah.
It really is.
Is the music business this volatile as well, where there's
absolutely.
consistently mass layoffs, production, behind the scenes people, that type of thing?
Absolutely, especially within the like the A&R side of things. So it's like it's almost becomes cutthroat because people feel like they really need to make a difference in the time that they have because they feel like it's short-lived. And
What does A&R stand for?
I actually don't know.
Artist and repertoire.
There it is. Was that Jack?
Yeah, I did a little bit of music biz classes. That's something I'm interested in for sure.
Wait a second. Here's intern Jack coming in to save the day while music industry veteran Frank is using terms? What's
Frank
going
and I bond a lot back here.
I told
for
you that
music.
in private, Jack.
Wow.
We're not airing this out.
I wish my favorite part of the intern experience has been the mentorship from Frank vis-a-vis the interns. I feel like he's really been the big brother who has taken them under his wing.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
We've really bonded.
Yeah.
He didn't lock me in a room 2 hours ago. Don't worry about
Wow. How many coffee requests?
It's more folding laundry, but
Okay.
definitely a few coffee requests.
And it's coming to an end very soon. End of July, right, guys? Are we sad about this? How are we feeling?
Distraught.
Yeah.
Yeah, very. I'm gonna miss it a lot.
I mean, you're gonna be in school in the fall and be like, man, how about that summer of 26?
One of
right?
those distraught versus upset felt genuine versus sarcastic.
Wow.
I can't place my note. You know.
Who?
I can't place my finger on who it was, but you know.
Okay.
Someone seems a little bit more upset than the other.
Who's that? Who's that? Call them out.
I feel like they'll really miss this passive aggressiveness for sure. Like
Jordan.
this is the heart
On the
of
air
it.
too.
I'm already signing them up for shit for when they go back. I'm like,
Oh, you're gonna keep them working remotely.
Yes. Absolutely.
Josh's been with us for a bit already, you know?
Behind the
That's
scenes.
why I think he's ready to get going. That's why I think the distraught was.
He's had enough.
Absolutely not.
Wow.
Absolutely not. It was a genuine way of saying I'm very upset.
Josh, favorite memory of your summer internship here at Uncrowned HQ?
Favorite memory I think would be of the summer or of my overall time?
Both, whatever you want.
Overall time, definitely remotely discussing the Bruce Buffer or the UFC Cologne was an all-time moment.
Wait, what?
When we had a segment discussing the
Oh.
UFC Cologne. And
You should have asked Bruce about it.
Yeah, they actually, Frank said we had some Bruce Buffer Cologne in the control room. I've been looking around for it.
Yeah? No sign of it? Someone took it home.
There's a lot going on back here. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
there's
stuff.
a lot of stuff.
Used it all. It smelled so good.
Snooker table?
Yeah, that ties in very nicely with Bruce being on the show today.
It did. That was the topic of conversation we had. I was really looking for the Bruce Buffer Cologne. I think Frank took it all.
Oh.
Smell this?
Wow.
I smell it on Frank. He's right next to me.
Tracy's been loving it.
It is time. It is time when you put it on. Mr. Jack, your favorite memory of the summer?
Favorite memory was probably commenting on GC's hairline, like the first Thursday. That was pretty chill. But really just the small moments, like talking to you guys off air, talking about the World Cup, about the finals. It's been a magical time in New York City in the past few months, and I'm glad I've been able to enjoy it with like ball knowers, if that makes any sense.
Wow. Real.
So yeah.
The highest of honors in his culture, being considered a ball.
Ball knower. And what about? Are we doing the send off? Have we?
Next Wednesday, bro.
Next Wednesday. Is that okay? Has it been decided?
You can get the RSVP in the mail.
I didn't get anything. I didn't get the save the date. I didn't get the RSVP. Where are we going? Kame?
You want to fly us out? I'm down.
Are we going to the Ukrainian
PJ?
spot, or is that just for Dan?
That's the Dan spot.
Yeah, I don't wanna do that.
Dan
I
gets
don't
the
do that.
Ukrainian spot.
Where are we going?
Next door?
Oh, Wegmans next door. I gotta tell you.
I wasn't gonna say the full name.
Oh, sorry. I mean, yeah. I've had a good meal there recently. Not too bad. I am devastated. There's a soup dumpling place that we love, and then they tell me all of a sudden they put pork oil in the dumplings. And I said, I was there like 3 weeks ago with Ramundi.
Devastating.
And I said, since when? And they said a month ago. Bless you, sir.
Thank you.
What is up with that? Who asked for pork oil? And then I said, even in the vegetable dumplings? Even in the vegetable. Doesn't that defeat the purpose of having a veggie dumpling option? Rick, you're a connoisseur of this
Some
world.
people like veggie dumplings not just because they're trying to avoid meat
Facts.
products. You know.
Sure.
Frank is somebody
Pork oil
who likes
is.
vegetables.
Do you remember when I asked to go to next door for my birthday? You're like, nah, and now you went without us.
I did
No,
go
that's
with
not true. You have a birthday tradition too, Frank.
Yeah.
We always go to the same place.
That is
Oh, yeah,
true.
BMC.
That is true.
Shout out.
Yeah. Frank, we had a great time at your birthday. I mean, I feel like your
did,
birthday
but-
is the only one that we actually keep the tradition of going out for.
I feel like his is the official kickoff to summer.
It is. It is.
Frankie's B-Day means summer
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I accept.
Anyway, so we are going. We just don't know the spot.
You'll find a good spot.
Okay. Do you guys have an opinion on this?
I was gonna say if they have a preference.
Yeah, do you have a
They
preference?
don't get to decide.
You don't get to decide?
No,
You
they
go
don't.
wherever you...
You have to earn that.
Just for the record, I wanted to bring you guys out to Vegas. Just want to let you guys know. And I was overruled.
It's all right. You know.
Wow, that's my
It's
first
tough.
time hearing about this.
Yeah,
My first
you
time
know.
hearing.
It's tough.
Ultimately, we deferred to Frankie, and he said, there's
So
there's
the
a
intern
hierarchy.
budget goes to comment.
Yeah. It was
Well
either that
spent.
once in a lifetime
Well
omakase plus the Sphere, or you guys having a great week in Las Vegas.
Can't
Hope
lie.
you guys enjoyed the week off.
Yeah.
I feel like you made a good choice. I can't lie.
Yeah, how much was that sake?
It was tremendous. Dreams came true that night, Jack.
Who's the check?
Dreams came true.
Undersold, many said.
Yeah,
Honestly,
Undersold.
Yeah, I was surprised.
that is true. Frankie, do we have time for a couple of super chats
We
here?
do.
All right. Dustin
Which
really got
case-
me good there with the question there. He tried to
Say it, man.
but no.
I don't know what you're gonna be talking about. If you don't say it.
He got me good. What a guy, that Dustin. Please go ahead, Frankie.
All right, I got
Oh,
it.
yes, sorry. I forgot. Yes. Go ahead.
Soon we forget.
Josh.
All I do is UFC says, it's in the perspective, AH. That stool was used in every red corner that night. It's not Ilya's losing stool. It's O'Malley's winning.
Wow, 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 wow. Is that true? Is that how it's being promoted? If so, I apologize.
I don't know if that is true, but I guess it would technically make sense that they don't have a new stool for every single fight, right?
Maybe they do. Ilya.
I know, but they don't get a new canvas.
I assume they did a new stool because they can auction off a new one for every fight. Profits.
Fair play.
That's right. That's right.
Even if it was the same stool, it technically wouldn't be. It's not perspective,
Yeah.
It would just be the stool they used in the red corner all night.
That's right. I have a feeling they're using a different one for that very reason. They're not going to use the same one. Yeah. So I think I'm right. What else?
Shivs 2K says Fatima Klein, Muslim first name, Jewish last name, and she big ups Jesus. Can you ask her about this?
Yes. She'll be in studio, Fatima Klein, tomorrow. And I look forward to that conversation. I think I'm not the only one. Right, Frankie?
He's doing like some weird giddy
He's a
dance
little
back
busy.
here.
He's busy.
Yeah, he's working actually.
All right. Okay, what else?
Jake from Windy City here says not just the ESPN layoffs, but also Rogers gutting Sportsnet 650 and 960 in Vancouver and Calgary. Those NHL markets don't have any media, and it's so sad.
Yeah, I saw that last week, I think it was. It's awful. What's going on? Sports media in Canada is very volatile as well, so my heart goes out to them as well. It's a crazy, crazy world. It's a crazy business, and it always sort of feels like you're on thin ice. I feel it. I feel it all the time, and that's from past experiences as well. It's it can be terrifying, especially as you get older and you really put everything in it and you invest everything in it and you have family and you have to support and all that, and then budget cuts. You're just a number. I am seeing here that Gold Star Promotions is saying that the event that Tyson Fury is going to be, all the ticket profits are going to be donated to local charities. And he's going to be presented with the inaugural WBC boxing humanitarian title. on Friday. So there you have it. Shout out to Tyson Fury doing big things over in Thailand. All right, without further ado, is he actually here? Is King Ryan actually here? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Is he actually there? Let's see. Let me see. Is he there? Oh, he's there. My guy. How are you, Ryan? Good to see you.
I'm doing good. Good to see you. Finally made it on the show. I know I canceled the last 2 times.
I was in my feelings. It was twice. It was like first time, shame on me. Second time, shame, and I see you out at the Knick game and stuff. I was like, damn, is it something I said? Did I do something?
No, of course not. I was just, I don't know. I guess the circumstances made it a little difficult.
You went to game 4, right?
Yeah, game 4. Yeah.
Did you stay till the end?
No, I left because
what?
I just wanted to leave. I don't like to stay to sporting events till the end because it's too crowded. The traffic's crazy. So I always leave before the game ends.
And then you saw that they made the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history. Did you regret it?
No, I didn't regret it. I'm not too much of a basketball fan, but I am happy my friend Cat Williams, Carl Anthony Towns, he won. So that's all that mattered.
And you were at the World Cup final on Sunday.
I was, yes. The World Cup was sick. As you've seen, I was going for, obviously Spain the whole time. So I'm just excited that my team actually won.
Yes.
The one that I called from the start.
Bro, you were riling everyone up throughout this World Cup. I think you switched up like 6 times.
Nah, clearly all that was AI. I mean, you guys aren't really doing your due diligence. And I could definitely see that people are getting tricked by AI more and more. And I think people need to really realize the effects of AI now. In this,
it's scary, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting scary now. Everybody thought I was going for multiple teams. I was going for Spain the whole time.
And did you actually do a bet with Frank Warren? Is that real?
Yeah. I actually haven't sent 100K to his charity yet, but I will get that done.
Okay, well done. Ryan, the big announcement obviously is you versus Conor Benn. Can I ask you from the beginning, was it always Conor Benn, or were there other people that were being discussed for your title defense?
I really wanted to fight Shakur. That was kind of one of my big, I guess, interests in the beginning. And then just the weight and things just didn't fit right. I don't even know if he was a Zuffa at the time after Barrio. So that was the first one I was interested in. And then I think I was even thinking about Rollies at once. But then once Conor beat Regis and he was my mandatory, it kind of just made sense. I was like, all right, let's defend my title against my mandatory.
Okay. And what did you think of his performance against Regis?
I mean, it's obvious. It wasn't good at all. Everybody can see that. But I try not to look too much into it. Everybody can have an off night. So I expect the best Conor Benn. When he's fighting me, obviously he's fighting me. So he has to come his best. If he doesn't, he's going to get washed really quick.
Did it feel like a performance that was worthy of getting a title shot, of being named the mandatory?
You know what? That's not for me to say. That's for whoever sets up the rankings. I don't really know what people could do to deserve it, really. Just kind of, he fought. They thought that was his position. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with it, but it is what it is. I mean, I got a title shot after a loss, but I'm not the first time that's happened either, though. People like to say that about me, but so did Rollies. So did many other people in the history of boxing that lost and they got a title shot. Like, I'm not the first guy, so don't be mad at me.
Okay, fair enough. And life since becoming WBC champion, probably the most prestigious belt of them all.
Yeah.
How has it changed, if at all?
Man, I just feel, I don't know, I have a new sense of energy, a new sense of motivation. And it is true when people say when you become world champion, it's like in a video game when you unlock an achievement, you just gain experience points off rip. So I feel like I've been upgraded, and I'm so super excited to continue my boxing career, and I'm more motivated than I ever have been.
Do you feel like you have gained more respect from the boxing community after that performance?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have people even coming up to me and saying, like, Daddy Ryan, King Ryan. Everybody's just giving me new type of respect, so it's pretty crazy.
Is that true? I can't tell if you're joking or not.
Nah, I mean, somebody has called me daddy before, but I don't know if it's because of the bout.
Okay, all right, fair enough. You announced the fight on Fallon, and that was in May, and then they just announced it like last week. So what took so long to officially announce it?
I think it was just there's so many people involved, from DAZN, from Turkey, from Oscar, Dana. There were so many different little elements that needed to be sorted out. I was told that, it's pretty much done. But you know how it goes with my fights. There's always drama. I swear, every time I try to make a fight, there's always obstacles to get over. So I'm kind of used to it at this point. So I just pretty much announce it and then hope for the best.
You're used to it, but are you tired of it?
Yes, I'm definitely tired of it, man. I just want my career to be at a constant pace now, especially as a world champion. I would like some type of some kind of structure that doesn't have to be chaotic all the time. Obviously I've fixed my things that I had problems with that made my career chaotic. And now I think I need the other side to do that. I'm training every day, I'm focused, and I'm taking my craft very serious.
When you say, all good? When you say when you say the other side, who are you referring to?
Just the people around me. I'm not gonna name names. You know who I'm kind of talking about, but at the end of the day, I just want a structured team that's behind me, and then that people aren't gonna talk down on me if I'm on their team. At the end of the day, I don't understand why Oscar De La Hoya. Now I'm gonna name names. I don't understand why Oscar would have to go on Instagram Live and say nobody wants to watch this fight. It's like, what is the point of that? Think about that. Like, I'm your fighter. You shouldn't say things like that. That doesn't make sense. I have no problems with you. What is the point of saying that? To try to bash me and bring me down? That's only going to make me go higher. I don't understand what's your problem, bro. It doesn't make no sense. But you know what? I'm going to let peace be peace and keep it moving forward.
When you hear that, do you reach out to him?
No, of course not. I've already dealt with this for how many years?
Yeah.
I can't keep on, telling somebody how disrespectful or unwise that decision is. I mean, at the end of the day, you do it because you're emotional, and I don't know what is the point of that. Everybody is excited about this fight. This fight is huge. I just don't understand why he would want to bash it.
And so, okay, can we clear this up once and for all? Because you're going to be asked about this a million times. What, if any, involvement does Oscar have in this fight?
He's a co-promotion. Golden Boy is a co-promotion with Ryan Garcia Promotions, and we have one more fight with them, so they're going to be part of one more as co-promotion with my promotion. So that's pretty much it.
And that one more fight, that doesn't include this one, right? That's one more after this one?
Yeah, one more after this one, yeah.
Is there any reason why he wasn't on the stage on Saturday at Fanatics Fest?
Oh, I mean, I don't really, I'm not in charge of that. So I don't really know why he wasn't there. I'm not in charge.
Well, one of the big things that a lot of people are looking forward to is, will he be up there with Dana White? They have a long sort of, very friction-like relationship. Will they be up there together?
I have no idea. I mean, if I did, I would tell you, but I have no idea. I just show up wherever I need to be.
One thing that I have said on the show and that I heard was that when you did the Times Square fight, you signed a 2-fight deal with Turkey and the Saudis and Sela, and this fight falls under that, and that's why he's probably not going to be as visible for this particular fight. Is that an accurate thing to say?
Yeah, you could say that. I have obviously Oscar's. I don't know if it's called sold my fights to Sela for 2 fights. I don't really know how that works. I just know that I have one more fight with Turkey.
Does he profit off of this one though?
Of course, yeah. Of course he profits off it. Come on now.
So does it bother you when he comes out and says, "Yo, I don't want to see this fight. This fight doesn't."
It makes no sense. You're getting paid off it. I don't understand why you're talking shit about it. It's like, bro, collect your check and move on. Like, what is the point of that? It makes no sense. You're getting paid. What if you're getting paid? Why are you talking shit? It makes no sense, bro. And nobody's even mad at you. I haven't even talked shit about him in a long time. I don't understand where that came from. It's like, why are you putting my fight down, bro? Like, I have no problems with you. I still don't. I don't really care. I just don't understand why that. I really don't get it. I don't know the thinking process in that.
When's the last time you spoke to him?
When is the last time I spoke to Oscar? What was it? Barrios fight? Probably Barrios fight.
That week? Like fight week?
Yeah, that week.
Wow. That was 5 months ago.
Really talk to him. I don't know. I think people have this misconception that boxers talk to their promoters on the daily. I don't talk to anybody.
Maybe some, like AJ and Eddie, maybe they talk, Some seem to have
they might have like a different type of relationship, I guess. But I never talked to anybody. I just talked to my manager and Lupe, and that's it.
Would it be fair to say after that second fight, so this one and then the last one, Golden Boy, that you'll be looking to be free and clear?
Oh yeah, I think that's where I'm headed. But you never know in life. You don't know what deals will come, so I can't really guarantee anything. But I do know that Ryan Garcia promotions will be started, and I'm really excited for that journey.
When you say will be started, like, is it possible it could be started before? Can you do?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I already got started. But I'm talking about like really going into it. Definitely after.
And would it be fair to say that perhaps that will be all you'll be looking for? Meaning, like, you won't want to sign with another promoter. You just want to do your own thing.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I don't want to say anything's guaranteed. You don't know what's going to be offered. I don't know after I knock out Conor Benn what people are willing to do for me. So who knows?
That's fair. In this particular fight, is it a Zuffa boxing fight?
I don't know the particulars. I know they're involved. I just don't know. I would say that's like maybe a co-promotion, possibly. I have no idea.
But fair to also say you won't be wearing a Zuffa boxing uniform when you compete on September 12th.
Nah, bro. Even if I ever sign with Zuffa, I will make sure that I never wear a Zuffa outfit. I'm wearing my own outfits, doing my own thing. If you don't like it, then I'll never sign with you. That's it. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, I love the whole design your outfit, design your walkout. I'm not about to be, a robot. I don't care how much money you offer me. I just love the whole show of it. And I feel like they should let certain fighters do that. I'd like to express myself. Some people like the money, which is cool. I like the money too, but I also love the creative side of it.
What have you thought of them so far, 7 months in? Have you seen their product?
I think their whole machine is great. I like the format that UFC does. I like how, they have so much access to different medias. I think Dana White's doing an amazing job with Zuffa so far. He's going to be promoting these guys that don't really have a following and give them some type of, limelight. So I think that's a plus for fighters that aren't very known.
And when you were back there on Saturday, I'm assuming you got a chance to talk to Dana, got a chance to talk to Nick Khan, perhaps?
I really like Dana White. Now that I've met him, I've never really had conversation with him in the past before, but he seems like a really cool guy, like very personable and just funny. Nick Khan, he seems like he's dope. I mean, I like him. I like all of them so far. This is first impressions were great. I think they're all dope. So, and I love how they make the face-offs fast. I like how they run the press conferences. Like I like a new little change to the normal, the normal boxing press conference.
It feels like the UFC press conferences, right? Which are the gold standard.
I think it's better. I mean, personally, I would change that about boxing. I like how they let the reporters come up, ask questions to the fighters. It just stirs shit up, and it makes it fun. Instead of the whole, got to get on the podium, say, hey, thank you to this, and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm ready. I've been training hard. It's kind of repetitive.
One thing that I thought was interesting with the promotion was it said for the world welterweight title, it didn't mention WBC, and they've made their feelings known about how they feel about the WBC. How do you feel about that?
I don't try to get involved in any of that. For me, I'm more so, I think the WBC is one of the most prestigious bouts of all time. I mean, the 147 WBC bout is legendary. Only the best of the best have ever held that bout, and now I'm holding it. So I hold that with great pride. I know that they love the ring bout. The ring bout's nice too. I'm down to win that. I'm all about, I respect everybody. And I'm not here to try to stand with one and not the other, At the end, I have respect for the history of the WBC bout. I have respect for the ring bout. I have respect for everybody. And hopefully that everybody come to some common grounds and, be happy.
Any chance the Zuffa belt will be on the line?
I'm sorry. I didn't even know they had a bout. But I don't know. I have no idea.
That hasn't been discussed?
Nah. I didn't know. No disrespect to Zuffa. I didn't know they had a belt.
Yeah, they have their own belts. They're slowly introducing them.
Right. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of a while for some boxers that want the Zuffa belt.
Sure.
Take a little while, to be honest.
You would agree they want to sign you, right? Like, that's obvious.
I have no idea.
Come on, why wouldn't they? You're one of the biggest stars in boxing, American, good-looking guy, superstar. You deliver. I mean, you seem like...
I'm sure that, I mean, I don't know, Arrow, you have to ask them. I have no idea. Nobody has ever came up to me and said, hey, we're thinking about it, after you're done. Nobody has ever said that, to me. So I'm just enjoying where I'm at right now.
How do you feel about this being on Paramount Plus in the U.S.?
I'm happy. I mean, I like a little new change, a little switch up, but I love my people at DAZN too. I love everybody, but Paramount's cool because a lot of people have Paramount. I mean, a lot of people have DAZN too. DAZN's been part of my life since I was younger. I'm actually surprised they didn't offer me a network deal sooner. You would think that never happened. But I have so many memories with DAZN and so many great fights that I did on DAZN. So, I'm always going to have respect for them. And I want to thank them for even working with this whole, negotiation and giving me the chance to fight Conor Benn and letting me fight on Paramount. I really appreciate them. And I want to thank them.
I'm a little surprised to hear that, only because we were just talking about before you came on, Teofimo Lopez signing with DAZN. Shakur told us last week he was offered. You would seem to be the prime type of guy that they would want to do a deal like that with. Did that ever come up?
There was like whispers, but I just felt like I should have been offered a long time ago. I just feel like nobody wanted to fully, pull the trigger with me. And, to me, it disappoints me because I was obviously the biggest star there. I just feel like the lack of belief probably gave him some hesitation. And to me, that I don't appreciate that at all. But that doesn't mean that I'm not open to hearing them out or anybody out. I just think that, they had a golden opportunity to give me, I mean, at least offer me something.
Yes. I would agree with that. Now, let's talk about the press conference if we can. That was intense. Were you expecting that type of energy from him?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, this dude, if anybody's a performer, it's him. When he gets up there, he definitely wants to sell the fight, but he doesn't understand that, that's one aspect of it. He just is not that good of a fighter to back those things up. Like, he does it because he knows it's for a show. I'm doing it because I'm enjoying myself, and that's how I really act in real life. Like, that's just how I am. You talk shit, I'm gonna go crazy. But I've been boxing my whole life, so I'm gonna punish him in that ring. He can't punish me. He's not good enough as a fighter. But I do like his little energy. I think he's cool. But he's in for a rude awakening, him and his whole team. They know it. They're probably telling me, hey, man, you have a good chance to win a title, man. This is your dream. Yeah, they're hyping it up. But in the back of their mind, they know, nah, you're not ready.
You don't feel like he's on your level, basically?
Nah, not at all. I'm going to make that very clear.
Do you feel, okay, so he's coming up there. He's speaking to you in Spanish, by the way. Were you expecting that from him? The Spanish was pretty good.
He's been kind of hyping that up. I've been dealing with this my whole life. I'm not Mexican, no sabo. And like, even people that are Mexican and from where I live, and they always been bashing me since I was younger, damn right bullying me, and just putting down my heritage and who I am and saying, you're not worthy to be a Mexican. I'm like, but damn, what the fuck? What makes you the fucking worthy police? What makes you the fucking Mexican police where, nah, you're Mexican, you're not Mexican. It's like, bro, what makes you Mexican? Your blood, right? Like, bro, I don't really know what the point of that is, but my hands are bilingual. They can speak any language. So I don't really care if he could speak Spanish. I don't really give a fuck if he could speak any language. You know what I mean? A motherfucker speak Mandarin. I don't give a fuck. He's getting his ass beat, so it really don't matter.
Why do you think he's doing that? Why do you think he's speaking to you in Spanish when you say...
Because he's trying to make fun of my, all the people. He's basically piggybacking, off the bandwagon of Ryan's and Osabo kid and this and that. It's like, bro, it's like, if my own Mexican people don't want to be behind me, that's cool. But I'm still going to be waving that flag. I'm still going to be coming out to my Spanish songs that I want to come out to. I really don't care, bro. Like, at the end of the day, I'm for everybody. I love everybody. I love every country. I love every soul. I'm cool. I'm fighting for God. I'm fighting for the kingdom of heaven. I'm not you know, I'm not really all into that, man. I'm prideful for my heritage and everything, but if you're not behind me, it's cool. It's not really that serious to me, man. It's really not.
Did you think he wanted to fight on the stage?
Nah, he's all for show, man. I squared up. I was ready to go. If he was gonna swing, I was gonna crack him. I told him, and when we did a sit down interview, I said, my guy, if you think you're gonna come up here and try to punch me in the face, I'm not gonna fucking knock you the fuck out. I don't know who you think I am. Or you're not about that life. You're not about the life. I was like, what makes you about that life? He goes, I have UK balls. I'm like, cool. I have US balls. He was like, I was like, what makes any balls better than balls? You know what I mean? Like, what makes an UK ball better than a US balls? You know what I mean? Like 6'7" type shit. Like,
I feel you. I feel you. So when you were with him, you know, face to face, what was that like?
I don't know, man. He doesn't really give me, I don't feel anything from him. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those things where it's like butter. I cut him off and boom. You're going to see, like, it's going to be one of those performances that people will be like, all right, Ryan's here. He's here to stay. And he definitely made it clear that he's not somebody to play with.
Like a master
Especially
class.
as a world champion. Yeah, it's going to be one of those vintage knockouts. You know, remember I said my last fight, it's going to be a RG classic. This is going to be a throwback RG where he gets knocked out cold.
Left hook?
I don't know. You'll see.
You're saying about 5th round, right? That's what you're feeling?
5 rounds and below.
5
Not
rounds?
making rounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
Anything sub 5 rounds?
Anything sub 5 rounds is a disappointment, but I will still finish the job.
Damn. Was there any talk of you and Devin?
No, not at all. Devin is terrified with me, Errol, and I'm going to make it very clear. He is terrified of me. When I say he is scared every time I put my fingers on my phone to tweet against him, he is terrified. He keeps lying on me. He keeps on avoiding me. I don't understand a man that wants to talk all this shit, but his own dad said, hey, you are last on our list. I need to wait for Ryan to mature a little bit. Dude, what? Like, if people don't see how much of a bitch he is, think about this, man. He framed me 100% of that shit, bro. His fucking brother somehow he messed up, said on Instagram, and quote, people could find the video before it even came out. I tested positive for steroids. His brother said, I know he's going to test positive for steroids. I have a feeling God told me. He clearly said shit too soon. This is the biggest fuck up they ever did. And they never want to clarify why the little brother said that. They always ignore that question. They ignore that I tested for 4 months straight before that fight. And then now they're lying after Barrios that I wasn't on VADA testing when I obviously was. Anybody who tests positive is going to get tested, dumbass. And I got tested literally in Vegas before the press conference. And it's like, guys, if you can't see how much they are fucking holding on to that because they can't take the fucking L, your son was almost face down, ass up. Your son shitted on himself. Think about this. His son shitted on himself in the ring. His mom fainted in the crowd. I gave you the worst mental beating, physical beating, and PTSD for the rest of your life, probably. So don't fuck with me. You guys don't want to fight me. I will turn up on you again and beat the shit out of you. I have his number. He don't want it. He never will want it, and that's it.
Did he the shitted on himself part?
He definitely. I have pictures.
Legit?
He shitted on himself. Yes, I hit him so hard he shitted on himself.
In the fight?
In the fight, yes.
In Brooklyn?
You know when you get hit so bad and you lose all your bodily functions, you can actually shit yourself? I did that to him.
Damn. At the very end?
I think it was one of the first hooks. The first hook I hit him with that took him almost all the way out, which the referee was saving him. People forget that too. I fought the referee. I fought the system. I fought everybody that night, and I beat the shit out of him. Remember somebody gave it a draw? Remember that?
Yeah.
That's pretty insane too.
Are you filing a lawsuit against him? I saw you say that on Twitter.
Yes. I told my attorney to file a lawsuit on them. They keep on saying I'm not getting tested. They keep on saying I'm now on steroids. And I almost sued Shakur Stevenson, but he stopped saying it. You know, he tried to say I was doing steroids after the Barrios fight. It's like, Guys, I've been boxing my whole life. I've been hurting people my whole life. I knocked somebody when I was 12 years old. I knocked a grown-ass man out with 12-ounce gloves because he wanted to spar me with no headgear. It was the first time I ever sparred somebody without a headgear. I knocked him out. I've been knocking out people since I was little. I'm blessed. I'm gifted, and that's it. They keep on trying to run with this like I'm on steroids. And then Shakur said, I seen an interview, he goes, I need Ryan on rigorous, vigorous testing. Like, bro, what more do I have to do? I get tested by VADA, a place that I wasn't even trusting. I don't even trust them, but I still rocked with them because I'm like, you know what? If this is what they want, let's just do it. It's like, man, these guys are I don't know. They're terrified, man. They are fucking terrified. They are scared. They are the Powerpuff Girls. Devin and Shakur are the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know what one's Cupcake and the other one's, I forgot the other name of them.
Does this drive you nuts though? Like that they're trying to take.
Oh, it drives me nuts because they have all these other fighters that have tested positive before, but I'm the fucking poster child of fucking steroids, and I had a billionth of gram in my system, which is obviously tampered with, or it was fucking cross contamination. That's just facts, bro. I have trace amounts. I didn't even get in trouble for steroids. If people really look at it, I got in trouble because I didn't state what supplements I was using. They confirmed that it was trace amounts. And people say, well, why didn't you defend yourself in court? Because they said no matter what, even if we prove it, the fact that it was in your system, you're still going to get suspended. So there's no point in spending money. So I cut it while I had to cut it off. I was like, all right, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to deal with this for that long. I'll just pay the money and just get this over with. You know what I mean? Like, people don't know why I did certain things. It's like, because I'm not going to waste my time defending something I already know I didn't do. Bro, nobody in their right mind will still keep on saying I never did it if they fucking did it. I know in my heart, you could look at me in my eyes, I've never taken steroids in my life, and I don't need fucking steroids. And on top of it, in the fight, it didn't even look like I was in steroids. Actually, I had a fucking alcohol body a little bit. Literally, I was soft. I wasn't that strong. I was getting tired here and there. Like, bro, if anything, I was fucking the anti-steroids boy.
Have you found, like, if you were connected to a lie detector now, what do you think actually happened? Do you think it was, contamination? Do you think you were set up? What do you actually think happened that led to the test coming out with that?
They found something in this little drink, but I don't even think I took it. Honestly, I think I either was set up. Rest in peace, Victor Conte. I think I was, because VADA and Victor Conte, Snack, they're all connected together. If you guys really, that's why they kind of need an investigation. If you really think about it. You got Victor Conte, one of the biggest cheaters in the world, that said he knows how to get around tests, by the way. He was one, I think, the co-owner or something of Snack. Devin Haney uses Snack. Victor Conte started VADA, Victor Conte, Snack. I mean, you could see the correlation there. It doesn't take a fucking rocket science to fucking figure that one out. So I think that there was always a plan. I mean, I heard that Devin Haney and his dad got a victory taken off in Mexico. This is what they do. They get their ass whooped and then they fucking get that shit taken off. They're not, it's like they have no integrity. They have no fucking balls. They're not, that's why I don't like them. They have no integrity and balls. If they would have took that loss like a man and would have been like, you know what? They fucking got me that day. I want to come back and win. I would have been like, you know what? I might have given you a rematch right away because I would have been like, you know what? You deserve that shit. You got up every time. You're a strong dude. Cool. I don't really fuck with them at all. I don't know if I'll ever give them a rematch. I'll let them sit with it. And I'll always have that picture of me standing over him. Iconic as shit.
It sounds like they're going to do Devin versus Shakur, or at least try. Who do you think wins that?
That's a good fight. I mean, they're not going to be fighting for a title. It's all right. I mean, it's a cool fight. I think it's a big fight. I think Shakur probably has the edge slightly. But I would say that would be one of the hardest fights for Shakur stylistically for him.
You said that you were considering Shakur for a minute. What weight would that have been at?
I was going to give him some grace at 144.
Okay.
But then I said to myself, you know what? I've been doing this my whole career, giving people, some type of, you give them an inch. I mean, I've always taken I guess you would say the fair aspect. I don't know. I'm saying, look, I'm world champion at 47. There's no reason for me to go to 44 anymore and do all the extra shit, man. Let me just go destroy 47. there's always Devin Haney, obviously, there. And then you got the winner of Teofimo Rollies to unify, which I think I'm looking forward to that. If, God willing, everything goes well for this fight. I'm healthy, Conor's healthy, but I win. And then I want hopefully the winner of Rollies and Teofimo.
We had Terrence Crawford on a couple of weeks ago.
Terrence Crawford is a hater, bro. At the end of the day, I don't know why he's hating on me, bro. And
he picked Conor Benn.
I know he's biased. Obviously, he's biased because he don't like me.
Why?
He's strong in this and that. I don't know why he don't like me because I talk my shit. But like, bro, I have an opinion too. I don't think that he really fought nobody that was really young and talented and hungry. He didn't fight Virgil. He didn't fight Boots. He retired too early. Cool, you beat Canelo. But Canelo was already kind of past his prime in a way. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't really like run around saying you did everything you could possibly do. And guess what? You didn't have miles on you that much. Who'd you beat? You beat Gamboa, Victor Postal. I mean, you fought guys like Mean Machine. Virgil did too.
Spence was a nice win.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Spence is a nice win. I give him that was his best win. But other than that, like, never fought a Danny Garcia. He fought a Sean Porter. But they're all there. They were all pretty much, I think they didn't even have a fight after him. I don't know what happened to any of those guys, but at the nitty gritty, I mean, maybe he just didn't have competition, but I'm calling it how I see it. He should have ran the fade with Jaron Boots Ennis. Should have ran the fade with Virgil Ortiz. Like, why not why not fight one of these guys? I don't understand.
So do you think when he's saying Conor is going to win the fight, it's more because he's upset about things you said about him?
And I don't really care what he says. He's not the one that fucking decides. I am the one who decides. Like, dude, I've always wanted to fight him. I still want to fight him. I want to get him out of retirement and beat him. I don't think I don't see anything that I can't beat him. Like, people want to hype it up, but I don't see anything that I'll have a problem with. It'll be a good fight, but I know I'll beat him.
That would be a mega fight, though. That would be one of the biggest fights in boxing.
I would love it. I welcome that. Let's go.
Have you explored that?
What?
Have you explored it? Have you tried? Have you seen if there's interest?
He said that he'll never get out of retirement, but who knows? Maybe if anybody could make it happen, right? Maybe Turkey could convince him. I know they have a relationship, so who knows? I would love that, though.
Is that the top fight for you? Would that be like the top dream fight that is available to you right now?
That's not really a dream fight for me.
Oh.
He's not really that iconic for me to say it's a dream fight. Manny Pacquiao for me is like a dream fight.
Okay.
But it's a iconic legacy type of fight,
Before I let you go, two more things. What's up with Armin? What's going on? How do we fix this?
Me and Armin, hopefully me and him, I think we're cool now.
Okay.
I think me and Armin are cool. I never actually had a problem with Armin. I just don't like how he did that bet. I didn't think that was a fair bet, but we're kind of already over it, though.
Okay, because you felt like that guy was a fighter or something?
Well, no, he said that he didn't want me to hit him in the body because he was a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But then doesn't tell me this guy's a fighter. I would have hit him a different way, or I would have done things like maybe I would have hit him a little harder. Like, I don't know who this guy is. Did a random dude, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never went full blast on somebody without a body shield. So I don't know if I should hit him my hardest. What if I really hurt him? Like, there were so many elements of it, and they were dishonest. They didn't say he was a fighter. He never told me that. If he would have told me that, and I would have been like, it's probably not best to do this. Let's just fight for real or spar for real. If you're a fighter, I'd rather just spar you for real. And that's why I said right after that, let's just spar. Let's do bodies. And I did go bodies with his big ass and was giving it to him.
But as far as the bet is concerned?
Yeah, I'm not paying him.
Okay. And he's cool with that?
Yeah, I don't know, but hopefully he is.
And what about Ilya?
Ilya Taporia.
Yes.
I'm just happy he's recovered now. That's good, man. Man, he took a beating that night. He didn't seem like he really had a game plan there, man. I'm not gonna lie. It looked like he thought he was gonna go in there and just wash Justin Gaethje, just knock him the fuck out. And that's what happened, man. You could really go into a fight that blinded. At the end of the day, you're not Superman. Nobody's Superman. You gotta take every man serious, And he learned his lesson. Hopefully he comes back. I'm not a hater on the guy. I know he said things about me, but hopefully he comes back.
You guys were going back and forth quite intensely for a minute there.
Yeah, I mean, his head got so big, he felt like he could take on King Kong. I mean, I think at one point he said he could beat Canelo or give Canelo a run for his money. Like, bro, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, you couldn't even outbox Justin Gaethje. And now we know, like, you can't really box. You were a great striker in MMA, but like, there's also other good strikers in MMA that you can't even beat. So he definitely learned his lesson, and hopefully that humbled him, and hopefully he gets back stronger. And I hope he recovers well and he doesn't let this get too down on him.
One thing I appreciate about you, Ryan, you give respect to MMA. You're not like some other boxers who I feel like look down on MMA. It seems like you follow the sport, watch the sport, enjoy it.
Yeah, I love MMA, man. I'm partners with Conor McGregor on Mac Energy. Me and him are we both own, part of it. So I love the UFC. I love everybody a part of it. I've tried wrestling. Well, wrestling I'm pretty good at, but I tried BJJ.
Oh.
I'm cool. Like, at the end of the day, you guys have that. You guys will always be able to choke me out. I'm cool. I don't even want to deal with it. It's just, I would need 5 years of training or something to even try. I mean, I don't know how Sean O'Malley does it. He said he doesn't even train wrestling or BJJ. Bro, the moment somebody gets him on the ground, they should be able to choke him out, because they were choking me out pretty well.
I think he's just kind of joking when he says that.
Yeah, he has to, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he does it. He just wants people to think that he doesn't do it.
Yeah, because as long as I'm able to defend, look at, they were able to choke me without, in the beginning where we're standing up and throwing. So there's no threat there. So I don't know. Maybe one day, Ariel, maybe one day.
Who was this with, by the way? Who are you training with?
Bro, some high-level BJJ guys.
Recently?
Yes, I just was fucking around. And I was like, you know what, let's go for it. And then I was kind of getting them in the wrestling aspect. Not getting them, but I was doing okay. But once it went to the ground, it was like a spider monkey was on my back. and I thought, like, I didn't know where it was coming from. And then I was just like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden my arm did an arm bar, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And I had to tap out.
And you
then
said,
I got choked out.
Damn.
And it was like, and then I was like, all right, let's keep going again. And then it just never got better.
Did you tap, or did you let it, like, did you go to bed?
I tapped there. I'm not trying to go to sleep.
No. There's you don't have to do that, right?
I mean, I didn't get paid, right?
Right, of course. By the way, what do you think of Conor?
Disappointing. It's sad, man. I was really looking forward to him coming back. I was believing in him. It's just unfortunate that it had to end that way. I mean, I couldn't believe it. You really get injured that quick. Like, I've never seen anything like that. But God's plan, that had to be God's plan. Something else must have stopped that, because I've never seen somebody get hurt that quick in a fight that bad. Have you?
There's been some crazy ones. Yeah, there's been some crazy ones, but obviously not one that like
that was that quick.
Yeah, no. There's been some quick, weird, like 10 seconds in.
real?
Yeah. But nothing like that's been that pronounced and spotlighted that it was, so shocking after 5 years away.
I know, man. That I betted $110,000.
You did on Conor.
On Conor, of course. I believed in him.
Fuck. Why so much?
I believed in him.
I know. It's just a lot. It's just a lot of money.
Hey, but thank God I came back and I won. I won in Vegas. I was down like 200,000 because of the World Cup. Conor. And then I don't know what happened, but I ended up winning 400 and something thousand.
Wow. In what? Poker?
Baccarat.
Okay. What? Do you gamble a lot?
No, not really. But every time I go to Vegas, like, I'll have my little fun.
Yeah. You were at the fight, right?
used to gamble, but I stopped. What happened?
You were at the fight, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Damn.
I met Vince Vaughn. I met Mel Gibson. Who else did I meet? I met a lot of people in this little booth that we were in. It was pretty sick.
They brought you out there?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't know Vince Vaughn knew who I was. Vince Vaughn and Mel Gibson knew who I was. It was sick.
They're legit fight fans. But what I'm saying is they brought you out there. They're courting you, Ryan. They like you.
Hey, one day maybe I'll be in a movie, right?
No, not them. I'm talking about the other guys.
Who?
TKO. Zuffa.
Oh, I see what
they want your number. They're rizzing you up.
Soften me up, huh?
They're rizzing you up.
Like I'm some little whore, huh?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Wow. Like I'm okay. Buy me a purse. Buy me a bag. Wow, you comparing me to them.
No, I'm just saying they're trying to wine and dine you. That's all.
Damn, maybe.
Were you at the White House card too?
Nah.
You weren't there. You wouldn't go with that.
No.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to this. And by the way, shout out to you, Mexican Independence Day weekend. You're getting that slot. That's a big freaking deal. That's
It is a big deal.
And I hope that finally people will view you like that. Like that you're the guy now.
Hopefully, right? I mean, I feel like Oscar De La Hoya in the 90s. Like, do I have to beat about Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. to get me some respect?
You're the guy. I wish you and Oscar could figure this out. I really
Me
do.
too, man. I used to look up to him, man. He used to be somebody I really looked up to. It's really unfortunate that he has to have some type of animosity towards whoever, but I don't know why you have it towards me. Like I've only looked up to you, man. It's sad.
Well, big opportunity for you, massive fight. Thanks for doing this, Ryan. I appreciate it. I don't feel any sort of way anymore about you leaving us, high and dry at the
I'm sorry. Look at the right time it happened, and look at this interview is even better.
I would say it was better. And don't forget, like way back before it was cool to be a Ryan Garcia guy, I feel like I was on
him.
Right?
You were.
Was I not on that bandwagon early days?
Yeah, but then you left a little bit.
I left, for real.
Yeah, you left me, man.
When did I leave you?
You wanted to take a break from me.
Nah, that's not true.
Like,
I was there. Luke Campbell, I was there.
You needed space.
That's not, never. I would never.
We're back.
I've always been by your side, my man. I can't wait for this on September 12th. Good luck to you. All the best. And thanks for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
You're the man. There he is, Ryan Garcia, King Ryan, kind enough to join us on this Tuesday afternoon. How great was that? Vintage stuff. He seems to be in great spirits. This is a massive, 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 massive fight, a really big deal. And I think that if it goes the way in which he is saying it's going to go, this could cement him. Would you say top 3 biggest names in American boxing? I mean, there's him, there's Shakur, there's Devin. Who am I missing as far as American boxers? Obviously, there's guys on the come up like Keyshawn Davis.
Tank.
Tank has been a little bit,
No, I mean, yeah, of course. There's
Dylan
problems
Mason's
and
coming
issues when it comes to Tank, but he is a massive draw in the sport of boxing.
American
is Ryan
the
not
biggest
number
out of all of them?
is Ryan not number 1 already?
I was literally going to say American-born.
American boxers, is Ryan not number 1?
I think so.
In terms of draw, yeah.
But just also in terms of draw, celebrity, popularity.
Ryan is the guy at the moment.
Top 10 most famous boxers in the world?
Currently active?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably in there.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you could say that.
Top 10, yeah. Yeah.
Ryan Garcia is box office.
Who's more famous than Ryan Garcia?
Well, I mean, like
Canelo.
Anthony
Joshua, Tyson Fury.
Yep.
Then
you're running out of names at a certain point. Yeah.
Jake.
Jake
Paul is more famous. Yeah.
Well, actually, then Jake is number 1 on the American boxer list.
Let's do the old IG test.
Yeah.
I know Garcia's in the double-digit millions.
Oh, I would imagine he's probably like in the 20s at this point.
13.
13, okay.
That's still a hefty number.
What is Jake Paul at?
Jake Paul's like 28.
But he also had a whole huge following before boxing.
I was not counting Jake Paul in this convo, but 28. I should. So yeah, Jake Paul's number 1, but Garcia's right up there.
By the way, how did you know how many followers he had off the top of your head?
I've seen it several times. The number also isn't changing that much.
Who has more, AJ or Ryan?
My guess is AJ is I'm pretty sure he's like 16 mil. 18.5 for AJ. God.
Yo,
you're pretty good at this,
man.
Yo, and he's pretty damn close. What about Tyson? Tyson's been around for a while.
I think Tyson's smaller than all of them.
Really?
Unless I'm mistaken. Does he even have an IG, actually?
Yeah, Gypsy King, I think it is.
The old Gypsy King, eh? Let's see.
What do we got?
Gypsy King.
He might be off it.
He might be off of it,
Oh.
yeah. I found the Gypsy King official merchandise page, which has 93,000, but...
I loved...
Now, here it is, 6.9 mil.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's actually just at Tyson Fury.
Oh, all right. Well, shows how much I know. That was great. What a day. Dustin to Ryan Garcia.
Bruce Buffer before that.
Bruce Buffer.
Raw Dog before that.
Oh, my God. Some kind of day. Tomorrow's even better. Fatima Klein in studio. Frankie.
Big.
Woo! Butterflies in Frankie's stomach.
Are you nervous, Frankie?
Absolutely nervous.
He didn't know if he was going to go with not or nervous.
Do we set up another...
No. We don't want Frankie to get in trouble. I don't want that.
For what?
I don't know. I feel like he gets in trouble sometimes.
I definitely do.
Okay. So I want nothing to do with that. I am fascinated, by the way, what the viewership numbers are going to be for that fight, like how that compares to Conor. Is there any chance that does more than Conor? Because I think what we learned from the Netflix experience is that the boxing ceiling is higher. And I know this is, Canelo Crawford or Jake Tyson, and that was MVP, and it was Ronda, and they were a little bit older. But I think, correct me if you feel otherwise, I think the ceiling for the biggest of boxing is greater than the ceiling for the biggest of MMA.
Yes, I agree with that. But I don't think this is that level.
Okay. AJ Fury is going to do more
on Netflix.
Yeah, well, it's the combo of Netflix as well.
I think even on Paramount, AJ Fury is doing more.
Anywhere. AJ Fury is the fight.
I agree. But I think Ryan versus Conor gets close.
It's a big fight.
I think it gets close to. Now the other problem is, by the way, this will just be America, and America seems to be the dominant number. It's Latin America as well, but it will be on DAZN in the UK and Ireland, which Conor Benn is obviously popular in the UK. But I think it will actually be pretty damn huge. I don't know if it will get to Conor, but it'll be up there. I know we did a few super chats. There's no more, right? I think the people got the point. Yeah, we're good. All right. Fatima Klein tomorrow, Johnny Eblin tomorrow as well. More to come. Stay tuned for all of that. On the Nose, arielhelwani.substack.com is the place to be for all the On the Nose questions. If you'd like to send a question or comment. How's the storm? Is everything okay back there, Frankie?
Oh, it's great.
All right.
We got to go, though. I got to go get the kid.
Okay.
Tornado watch. They said, got to pick him up early.
That's it. Jordan's ending the show. He's got to pick up his
tornado ever hit New York?
What?
Oh, bro.
Has a tornado ever hit New York?
Yeah. There was a tornado on Long Island. I feel like late 90s there was a tornado not too far from where I live.
Ripping through Manhattan.
Is that what they're saying?
There's
It is a tornado watch,
Th-
yeah.
I heard sirens.
Are we
that
watching
we
or
actually have
warning?
to bunker in place
Watch.
right
A warning is you've already, one has landed.
That's what I'm saying. Are we on watch or
We're
warning?
on watch.
I know Frankie said he has to run home, but we actually have to run to the basement once the show is over.
You have to visit the what?
Frankie isn't going home. We got to go to the basement.
Basement.
For
Oh, the
safety.
basement.
We're all going into the
For
basement.
safety.
Okay. I didn't realize it was that serious. And I'm not trying to make light of this in any way, shape, or form.
I know you're not, but Jordan certainly is.
Yep. Okay, so the thing about him running home now, is that a joke?
Who knows anymore?
I don't know.
The whole thing has become a funny
We're not
joke.
in Kansas anymore, huh?
Yeah. Great film.
No, a great film.
The
Great
Sphere.
experience of the Sphere.
Cool experience.
No, dude.
Horrible.
I like the shortened version the best.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Yeah, it could have been shorter.
Could have been shorter. What was it, an hour and 10?
An hour and 15.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Slept half of it.
Yeah,
We know.
I think you slept all of it.
It was the dreams come true sake, it really hits you there. But it was a great time, and we will never forget it. And we do want to thank Brandon Royval, Bruce Buffer, Dustin Poirier, Ryan Garcia, all the fine gentlemen who joined us today. What a show it was. Thanks to all of you at home. Thanks everyone for their super chats as well. Thanks to them. Back tomorrow, same time. This is Peace.